Hello, hello, hello. Right. Welcome to a surprise stream. I didn't plan to stream originally, but I was messing about yesterday with some things regarding settings here in Microsoft and especially DLSS. Hey, I was Scotsman. And I know that we've tried some stuff a couple of months ago regarding trying to get the stream decoded on the CPU, not the video card. And I've already gotten some questions about that. So the thing is that DLSS is getting some great upgrades and updates. So there was a poster yesterday on my Discord saying that you can get the, let's see, what was it called again? DLSS enabler, it's called, which enables at least Gen 4 graphics cards, Nvidia graphics card, to use the DLSS multiplier. Now, usually that is the sort of frame rate multiplier. Normally that is grayed out at 2 times. So the funny thing is, with that little app, you can actually activate this function in on the graphics 4 Gen 4 graphics cards. Luke, hello. Thank you so much for the 71 months.
Where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Good evening. Hope you are well, BB711 beloved.
Thank you so much, Luke, for the 71. Hope you're doing good. Lilo, you recommend 3 times. Okay, so the thing is, as you know, you have to decide between max frame rate and the frame rate multiplier. Now, I've done testing yesterday, offline, obviously, at 4 times. So the thing is, let me just give you the overlay. I'm going to take the overlay away here. So let me get that off, and then let me get the banner off. And also this one. No, not. It's actually. Can you see the FPS now in the top right? So it says 30 FPS, right? That's the base FPS. However, if I go now into the sim, you'll see that'll go up to about 120 if everything goes well. If the main thread doesn't lock up. And the cool thing is, it actually does work at 120 FPS then on the screen, which is very smooth. And so I've done some testing, and then I found out it was actually extremely smooth. Now, if you do that at 3 times, then the question is, you know, what? Because to my understanding, it doesn't matter what base FPS I set, right? Well, the problem is it may not look the same smoothness on the stream. Now, I'm going to get to the problem that I have, right? So, the issue is streaming on a single stream setup. Yeah, so the reason why at the moment the main thread is obviously pretty hammered is because... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Because I'm logged on VATSIM, and if you look at the tower view here, we can see already lots of aircraft are there. Yeah, so the thing is this. In order to use the multiplier, you need to have hardware acceleration in Windows active. So the HAGS in Windows. Now, I'm sorry it gets very, very technical. Now the problem is OBS. So this wonderful streaming software that I'm using And that's the only one really I'm aware of that works, you know, with overlays, etc., right? But that is not compatible if you don't use. Actually, it's not compatible with HAGS, right? Because then OBS, if you're using the video encoder, then OBS freezes up after a while, right? Because it's trying to render frames on the graphics card, but due to HAGS, the hardware acceleration, OBS freezes up, and we've seen that happen on the stream a couple of weeks ago when I was using HAGS. Okay, so I'm always stuck now between enabling HAGS, enabling the multiplier, and getting beautiful, nice, you know, 120 FPS. Well, I mean, right now it is obviously a little bit was 118, 120 in between there. But yeah, the main thread is obviously the problem, right? Whenever we see a red bar on the main thread, you're going to have a little stutter. And so, yeah, I'm really stuck now, because now that I have HAGS active, I have to decode the OBS stream on the CPU. And we all know how busy the CPU is anyways. But I have reserved 4 cores from the AMD, or 4 threads from the CPU, especially just for decoding for OBS. And so that's what I'm testing. I'm testing if we can use this setup, if it's kind of playable, but I'm seeing like, yeah, I'm seeing that the main thread is getting hammered. So the only third solution then is having a second PC. So doing a dual PC stream setup. But I've gone away from that because the whole setup to get the video feed onto the second PC, to get the sound onto the second PC, is such a nightmare to set up and maintain. You do that through a program called Process Lasso, but you can also do it through Windows Task Manager. Yeah, have a good landing, Lilo. What do you mean you should try SU5? I'm using SU5. Yeah, so the thing is, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do. I'm a bit stuck at the moment.
Gary Trophy 26, thank you, Mike. Climbing now 350.
So my idea would be, yeah, they are different cores, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, another thing is, so people were asking me on my settings, right? People were asking me, well, why are you using AMD FSR 3-frame generation, right? Well, that was because I was using OBS on the video rendering. I had HAGS switched off. And then if you have so the hardware acceleration switched off, you can't use frame generation for DLSS Nvidia or Nvidia DLSS. So you have to use, you kind of do a workaround. You use the AMD FSR3, which works okay as well, but only 2 times frame multiplier. And that's what I've been using over the last, X streams. But last stream when we were in Frankfurt, for some reason, the FPS just dropped so heavily, and I don't know why. So I'm a bit at a loss of what to do. And today I wanted to try this setup to see if it's an option, because tomorrow we want to use 2 flights. We're going to do 2 flights tomorrow in shared cockpit, and I just want to have a nice stream without any issues with FPS and so on, right? Yeah, I mean, they did in the air, but today, I mean, I tried again today with the old setup in Frankfurt, and all was good. So I'm just wondering if it's really, yeah, because you can only use AMD frame gen if you're using an Nvidia video card, and the Nvidia DLSS doesn't show up here is because you have, under Windows, you have switched off hardware acceleration. I can show you that setting here as well. So if you go to Systems, we'll go to Display. Let's go to Graphics, right? So you go to System Display Graphics, you go to Advanced, and it's called Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling, right? If you switch that off, you cannot use Nvidia DLSS. It will not give you the option, right? Well, it may sometimes depend on the servers. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Fabian, but you're not getting more than 2 times frame multiplier. And the funny thing is, frame multiplier is actually really good. So I was using 4 times today, but not streaming, obviously. And it's actually, I didn't have much ghosting, and very smooth, visuals, extremely. And even Frankfurt, I had under 20 FPS, and it was so smooth, really weird. Right. Well, the thing is, so even if I go to, let's say, 60 FPS on the screen, it doesn't really do anything regarding main thread, right? Because really, main thread as being done by the CPU, that has to be done, right? Everything you're doing with frame multiplier and frame generation, that's done on the video card. That is not on a CPU. Hey, Scons. So that's the big issue, I think. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, okay, so again, setup now is using frame multiplier, HAGS, and for OBS, I am rendering on the CPU on reserved 4 cores, which are not being used by Windows, by the FlightSim. Yeah, again, the second PC is just something which I can do, but the whole setup, I remember that when I was doing that, it's just an absolute nightmare. It's especially with the sounds. Then you get static sometimes. Then Windows decides to change the audio settings again after an update. You name it. There's just so much stuff that's there. That's annoying. So. But anyways, so again, I'm sorry if today's stream is somewhat non-standard in the sense that, yeah, you may get lags on your stream. Yeah, things may not run smoothly. That's just the way it is today. Tomorrow, so depending on how the stream goes today, and that's why I've chosen this routing today, because as you know, or maybe know, VATSIM is having a huge Europe overload day. So you can expect lots of traffic, lots of ATC sectors online. So this really is a big test for the CPU and the setup I'm using today. Yeah. Aviamar, I'm going to look into that. So I have a 9800 X3D, right? So the 9900 X3D has more cores. Yeah. So yeah, I may have to try that. But the question is, will it run on the same motherboard? So is the how would you call it, the connection on the board the same for both? Okay, they do. Okay, thanks. Okay, well, I'm gonna look into that because I think that is socket. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you much, Psycho. Hello. Yeah, socket. So I may try that because getting a 9900 X3 is probably the easiest, cheapest way to get away if it works that way. Because you know, like I said, a new PC, a second PC with these RAM prices and you know, card prices, it's just crazy, right? So it was all, hey Star Miner, it was overall better than the, okay, cool. Right, anyhow, let's see, we have delivery at the moment online here, and they are saying no PDC. I have done my due diligence regarding my TUBT, so estimated 1545 UTC. We shall see how that goes.
Welcome aboard the Captain
It's dangerous in the way that only one CCD has 3 DK cache. You need to make sure that the game runs on that. Okay. But I guess I'll have you guys to help me out. Hey, Jacob.
Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
interesting.
I survived recurrent.
Hey, very well. Congrats to you. Hope you. The thing is, I mean, you're saying you survived, you know, the recurrent. I sometimes have the feeling as well, but I think the best thing to get out of, you know, those sim missions is to say that you've learned something new, right? You've taken away something from you know, from that mission, right? You've learned something new. That's it. Jesus, why keep people not have their microphones correctly set up? Right. My viewpoint here is already off. Let me see. Yes, Svenja, to be light. Sorry, that's been very technical, and anybody else that just thought, oh, what's it on about? You would not believe. So here's the thing with streaming, right? You will not believe the time and effort that goes into all the setups, right? So it's always you have a period where sometimes, you know, things are running very smoothly, and you tend to forget what has, you know, what you've done in terms of time and effort, and then yeah, at some points yeah, it starts again, right? Hey, how often do I stream? Well, I stream about 2 to 3 times a week. Welcome, Rozovsky. It's a love-hate relationship. It is indeed. It is. The thing is, I love the community. I love streaming. I love being, you know, with every one of you here, and, you know, enjoying flight simulation and enjoying aviation. Talk about new stuff. Talk about what's, you know, what's going on in the world of aviation. So that's the main motivation, obviously. But yeah, I mean, if things run smoothly, that's obviously much nicer compared to when things don't go right. Rozovsky, okay, cool. I'm happy. I don't get the names correct all the time here. Some names are so hard to figure out. And Fishcop asks, is it game capture or display capture? This is another discussion that I've had so many times. It is. So it says automatic, and it says it's currently. I don't know. It says automatic. Is it display? Well, no, it says display, but it says display capture. Display capture. So. All right. Anyhow. Cool. Alrighty. So if everything goes well, we're going to fly from London Gatwick to Nice. And flight time is 1 hour 35. The weather should be fine. Weather is some embedded thunderstorms forecasted in the London FIR. Okay, we're going to check the screen in a minute. And later, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow rain. Today some wind maybe, but otherwise nice. Nice currently 130 at 6 and 120 at 5 overall, and it's going to change towards 090. So 04 will be in use, which is the normal runway in Nice. Marseille, the alternate, not too much wind, which is good. So that's good, a good alternate. We'll take that. MH? Yeah, I know, I had it running on battery for too long. It should be on display capture, it crashes with game capture. And okay, thanks for that. Yeah, because I guess it hasn't crashed yet, so knock on wood. It will be okay. Alrighty. Yeah, sometimes I do get a message on the OBS from time to time regarding an overload regarding CPU. We shall see. We shall see how it goes. Good. So we've got ground charts. All right, here we are. Yeah, the main thread here is not happening, and again, it has to do with streaming. So even I did a test stream this afternoon where you can input a bandwidth test on Twitch, and then you press the stream button, but it's not officially streamed. It's just being streamed up to the Twitch server. But that is not true streaming, because the true streaming does hit your CPU harder, as I can see. But we'll see. Anyways, we shall continue. Let's go MCDU ATSU AOC menu, flight init, and I've got init request. And then we go to init here as well. Once that comes through, it has. Here comes the init request. Jacob, I've tried that as well. So it's the main board, or the chip has sometimes a separate basic graphics card if you like, but I mean I could try again, but I think I tried that, but that was not working very well. We shall see. Good. So easy. And no, I did not use the full the correct real world call sign here. Cosmic was 15, and level 330 is filed. Currently we have how much degrees? 12 degrees here. Right. Now we're not going to do any shenanigans with GSX today. We're just going to go mass and balance, load aircraft instant. So we are expecting 59.7 with the CG of 32.7, and then we have fuel. What's the fuel? 7.9. We'll take 7.9. Good. And then the alternate fuel required. No, not this. The alternate fuel value is 1.6. Alternate 1.6. Now let me get the wind data here as well. In it, wind request. Good. Shall we try to get the the clearance 21,955, because that should be fun with the amount of traffic going on today here.
Get the delivery, hello, easy. 5 people on mic request still. Can you give information mic if requested, then with a 530 mic delivery, good afternoon, bye.
And as always, let me know if it's too loud or quiet regarding ATC.
This is 530 mic, clear to Munich, I am info 1 mic departure. Runway 26 left, squawk 57. correction, squawk 7570.
Vigilate to Munich, MIM for 1 Mike departure, 26 left, squawk 7570, G5 speed to the Mike.
Confirm squawk 7570.
Confirm 7570, G5 speed to the Mike.
G5, 30 Mike, read the correct.
So let me get those cables out of the way here. Oh God. I get quick delivery. Good afternoon from EZ711.
EZ711, good delivery, go ahead.
EZ711 and A320 information. Mike is on board requesting clearance, and the stand here is 682.
EZ711, delivery, good afternoon, clear to Nice via Bogna 1 X-ray departure, runway 26 left, squawk 6473.
Clear to Nice via the Bogna 1 X-ray departure 26 left, and the squawk 6473, EZ711.
EZ711, read that correct.
No, so quote Magna, I just, that's why it says test stream, because I'm testing a different setup today. Speed break level. Regarding, that is so sensitive. What's happening here? Regarding, you know, GPU and CPU
Derek delivery, hello, EZ1
setups.
Stand by.
Good, so we're going to enter the Bogna 1 X-ray, squawk us in, 26 left, and he didn't give us an altitude because the departure route, which we'll have a look at in a minute, already states exactly what altitudes we should be at. So I'm going to take 26 left, Bogna 1 X-ray. So we have that. Then we have flight planned route. And for the arrival in Nice, well, actually, let me go through the departure first of all. So Bogna 1 X-ray is an ANAV departure. Requirements are ANAV 1. So they have to be either GNSS equipped or the updating has to be DME, and INS with automatic runway updating capability, which we have. There's a instructed contact London control with the call sign, SID designator, and current altitude and initial cleared altitude. Cruising level will be cleared by London control later on, close-in obstacles, etc. Right, so then we have runway 26 left, Kilo Whiskey 06, max 220 knots between 2.5 and 5,000. Next 08, max 220, left turn, Kilo Sierra 11, max 220 knots and between 4 and 5. And this is important. I didn't buy anything, TW. It's just a nightmare thing with OBS streaming software and trying to use the Nvidia DLSS multiplier, which is actually a very good feature, but you can only use it with the hardware acceleration for the GPU and the Windows, which is not compatible with decoding OBS over the video card. So now I have the decoding of the stream on the CPU, and we know how stressed out the CPU is anyways. So again, it's just a test for today to see if there is an improvement. If not, I'll go back to the old settings, which weren't bad, don't get me wrong. But yeah, especially these events with lots of traffic, yeah, the FPS do drop below 60. Good, so Kilo Sierra 17, max 250 knots, 5,000 at, exactly at, and then we have Kilo Sierra 20, max 250 knots, 6,000 at, and we have to keep that until we get to Bogna, unless ATC tells us climb now. TW, yes, but then I can't use DLSS, Nvidia DLSS. That's the downside. Which means I can only use, so I can't use frame gen, right? The normal DLSS frame gen, which doesn't allow me then to use multiplier. That's the downside. So I'm kind of trying to balance those two now. I'm trying to see if there's any way around that. Yeah, that's the problem with you know, streaming and just flying, right? Good. So that's the departure route. Now we get to the arrival. Oops, not necessarily. We go to Nice. Arrival filed is the NISA 8 Romeo arrival. So we are going to arrive via NISA. And then we go via the 8 Romeo, which is this one here. So Xirbi, Dotik, Vedic, Amphu, Tipik, and then Mike Uniform Sierra. And from there, we have the arrival. And we know that as well, that the approach procedure in Nice normally is not straight in ILS. The reason being, there's a very noise sensitive area. Which you would overfly if you fly the normal ILS. Hence, what they like to give you is the RMP. Let's see, it's the RMP Alpha, this one here. Which takes you to... what's the name again? Captepera? Hey, Steve. Yeah, preview, I can do the preview off. That's a good idea as well, to have the preview disabled to save some... OBS is admin, yeah. And OBS minimized. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, so we fly Bisbo, we fly Fox November 04 Alpha, and then Mike November 04. Yeah, that's what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks and months, TW. So I've been using ASR frame gen here in Microsoft Flight Sim, which does work, but you can only get 2 times the multiplier, right? So it's you're always stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? It's always just, and you can't just get more than, you know, constant 60 FPS that way under these conditions like we are under today, you know, here. If you look at all the traffic, right, it does become stressful for the system. But anyhow, let's start the APU here, and so I'll enter the RMP. So you have a choice between VOR and the RMP, but I'd rather choose the RNAV 4 left alpha. And the arrival was the NISA 8 Romeo, and then approach via Mike Uniform Sierra. And we shall enter that, and then we'll have a look at the plan mode here. No, so honestly, 100 FPS would be nice, right? So we can see here, for example, Mike Uniform Sierra, and then we have that that RNAV approach. But we'll see what the ATC gives us. And then from this point onwards, it is actually a visual approach. So from here onwards, now there's a visual part alpha, right, VPT. So from this point onwards, it's a visual procedure. It's beautiful to fly. I've done this in real life many times. Absolutely gorgeous. So that, oh sorry, it's a Captain Teeps, or Captain Teep. So lots of rich people living here, and they obviously don't like you fly over their houses, right? So that's why they've got, you know, under certain good conditions, usually the seating better than 2,000 feet, you can expect these kind of procedures, the visual part, rather than the straight in ILS. Yeah, you can. yeah, I would say if you do that manually, and then you could switch, you know, later on the Rose ILS mode here, right? I think, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, why not? So anything that helps you to, you know, orientate yourself, I would say is a good thing. Just to, like you say, to take away the threat of landing on the wrong runway. Absolutely. Yeah. If you made that suggestion to me here in the flight deck, I would say good idea. Departure. Let's take the VATSIM ATIS here. Let's do that. Current. So we set Mike.
Welcome aboard the Captain.
No, it's now November. We have altimeter 1008.
Please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks,
Stick figure, hello to you.
premium flight entertainment.
Thanks so much for the
Thank you.
19 months.
Conti hey Conti salute two-tone gibble hey guys.
Exactly. Conti salute. Hope you're doing good, Stick figure. Thanks so much for the support. Greetings to you. Happy weekend. Cool. Yeah, so that's inserted. So init A page is filled out, init B page is filled out, including the wind data, including the alternate data here, which is corrected. So we have about 30 minutes extra, which pretty much lines up with the flight plan. If you don't believe me, have a look here. Extra, 1 ton, 24 minutes. So that's actually very nice. Ratna, for departure. Now it's an RNF departure. I'm going to leave that blank. And then I'm going to go secondary, copy the active flight plan. If anything goes wrong, yeah, that's a speed brake lever. Keep hitting that when I type on the MCDU. If anything goes wrong, we would primarily come back here to Gatwick, but knowing that we would have London Heathrow nearby as well. But I know they would be somewhat unhappy if we came in with an abnormal there normally. But anyways, if we determine for any reason, because the abnormal is so demanding in terms of, you know, runway length, weather, etc., and London Heathrow gives us the better option, then by all means we will take. Man, that is so sensitive. Just wondering. I have a feeling I have to give that a new calibration. Stick rudder flaps. It doesn't have. That's interesting. Okay, so it's a bit wobbly on my hardware. Okay, anyways. We'll forget the calibration. Right, yeah, so that's that. And then for the engine out, last thing to do, let's go and fetch our... There it is. Oh yeah, Fabian, for tomorrow, like I wrote to you, we will be using the 320 checklist that we have on our website. I'm not sure if you found it already. The reason is that on the second page here we have the briefing formats that we should use tomorrow, okay? And then if you're up for it, Fabian, something minor will happen on the flight where we have some technical issue. Nothing really bad, so nothing that you know, that gets you completely out of the loop. But it's just so that we learn how to use the abnormal procedure, especially with the wording and so on, right? So I think that's worth demonstrating. Will the panic be worthy? We shall see. We shall see. Maybe not, maybe yes, but probably not. But I think for the weekend afterwards, where we will fly with MAN, and we've already seen how well MAN knows the procedures for the A320. So I think MAN will be definitely a candidate to try out a little bit something a little bit spicier. Okay, Fishcup says Fabian Fishcup thinks you should get something. No, so it's gonna be not anything with hydraulics or something like that, or gear flap. No, we're gonna do something. I'll think of a failure that requires us to do some procedures, ECAM handling, and then I'll explain how you would use, what kind of wording and what to look for when you go through the ECAM, because we call it ECAM hygiene is so important in the Airbus that if you don't have a good ECAM hygiene, then you easily skip things and you easily run into problems, right? Which can then get into real big issues. Chris, hello to you. It was a home airport with back in P3D with UQ 2000, yeah. I've bought this one on Indie Builds. So, good question. Is it good? Is it bad? I'm not really completely up to speed regarding how accurate it is, but yeah. Well, you can see it's busy here. Blimey. It is busy. Ay. Right, APU's running. Let's get the APU bleed on. APU off. And external power off. Here we go. Have a look here. Flat run. That is all done. Oh yeah, the engine up procedure. That's the one I was missing. So we're going to go to Gatwick, runway 26 left, NDP 2. So, well, actually, there's another thing we have to do. We've got to calculate the performance. So let's go to takeoff performance. Sync the load sheet. So we have 67.4, 30.5. Is that correct? Yeah, takeoff. Yeah. That sounds good. 67.5. Oh, well, let's say 67.5. 67.5. Just in case we don't burn that much fuel on the taxi out temperature, we'll take 13. Just in case it gets a bit warmer, we'll take 1007 as always. The wind is fine. 220 at 19. Intersection takeoff. Let's have a look. There is an intersection here, isn't there? In Gatwick. Let me just check the ground charts. No, I'm not using freeware. No, not today. No. I have a fear the freeware isn't up to date with all the, the building, the constructions going on. Right. Good. So we have. You can see here, 26 left. There is Bravo Romeo, Bravo Alpha, and Mike. I am not sure if they ever use Bravo Romeo, so I think I would probably just calculate with Bravo, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bravo. If they tell us Bravo Romeo, I'm gonna say unable. All right. A340 Sailor, well, you can do that on my website. We have many airports where we have the NADPs published.
Gatwick delivery, hello, I'll be in 682.
Charlie, no, you would not get Charlie, I'm pretty sure. Well, you can tell me, if anybody ever got a Charlie intersection, let me know. I don't think you get Charlie.
I'll be in 8682 Gatwick delivery, sorry, you requesting clear, sorry.
Oh,
yes,
Comicats, that's always a question.
Depends
Depends on your personal preference. So I'm going to go to intersection data. I'm going to take Bravo 1, it says here, 2897. Interesting, Bravo 1? Why is that? Oh, because of the holding point. Yeah, that's Bravo 1 holding point there. Alright, we'll take that. That should cover that. That's fine. Right, so so we have 400 meters shift, stop margin 500 meters still, that's fine. Flaps 1, 49, 49, 49. Yeah, we'll take that. Send that to the MCDU. And so now we're going to take our NADP 1210
Negative, standby.
Again, the speed brake lever. 1210, 1210. I'll fix that in a second. Engine out is 1800 for the acceleration there. And the procedure just says straight out.
Sorry, right now 152.
26 left. 257.
Right now 154, you're cleared Manchester, Lambourne 6, Mike departure.
15 miles to hold.
477.
And that's it. Good.
Right now 1524, correct.
Okay. Briefing. Departure briefing. So, taxi out.
682, Garrett delivery, passing message.
Pushback. And let's get parking here. Parking
Arcane 862,
stands.
Roger, yes, sorry,
Yeah.
frame, yes. Or it's 26 left currently.
So we parked 102. It says here 102, and it says here on the screen 682.
Sorry about that.
No, where is it? Alpine 866.
Okay. Anyways, but we are parked here. Pushback Lima, then probably Lima Papa or Lima November. And then we'll see what holding point we're going to get. Bravo 1, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, any of those. Hotspot is here. Hotspot 3. Which is on the next page, I think. Hotspot 3.
November Kilo Sierra 1
Routing error. Pilot Saxon eastbound on taxiway Juliet. Be aware the taxiway deviates to the north at this point. Okay. Right.
Oh,
Here.
negative November
So this one here.
Kilo Sierra 1 Alpha.
That is checked. Otherwise, no threats. Departure route is briefed. Borkner 1 X-ray initially 5,000. And then later 6,000. Now, if you do that managed here in the Airbus, we can dial in 6,000 already in the FC or the FCU. And sector 2,100, pretty low, nothing major there. And case of engine failure, straight out, 15 miles. Acceleration 1,800, cleanup. Gonna climb 3,000. Radar vectors 26 left. Cargo pilot, good evening. Lilo, yeah, I would have to check the 787. I've already installed the update. We can maybe check after landing. We can have a quick spin in the 787. Good. Any questions? If not, we'll read the cockpit preparation checklist. Key pins covers removed. Fuel quantity 7,000. 880 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on. ADIRS, NAF, Barbara Ref 1008. Check 3 times. At 200 feet. And that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. Let's do the before start items here. Transponder. Put that to on. Out reporting is on. And
Hello, Captain. We are ready
delivery
for pushback.
easy 711 stand 682. Information November. Fully ready now.
Easy 711 Gatwick delivery, Roger. You can hold position, contact Gatwick Tower 124.230. Have a great day.
Hold position 124230. You too, thank you. Easy 711.
Departure check completed.
So we have no ground.
Red Nose 137.
It's just a tower.
Boeing 7 Max
24230.
information
Valpier.
Red Nose 137 Gatwick delivery. You're cleared to Copenhagen. Frame 1 Mike departure. Squawk 5266.
Short Papa 40 attitude. Easy. Easy 57 uniform Golf, contact Gatwick direct, correction, contact London 135.805, bye-bye.
135.805,
Hey Jamie! Oh, I've been waiting.
uniform Golf, bye-bye.
Last time you saw the stream,
511, runway 26 left.
I think I started with the face cam in November.
Degrees 1.
Yeah, we'll take off 26 left side,
good evening from Easy 711 stand 109 request. Sorry, 102 request push.
Easy 711 Gatwick, can I stand by feedback?
Staying back.
Easy 41 November Victor left Romeo Lima, stand 49 right.
Left Romeo Lima, stand 49 right. Easy 41 November Victor, thanks.
I don't see ground.
Ryanair 39 Mike Brown.
I don't see ground just yet.
And Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2.
Papa Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2, Easy 39 Mike Bravo.
I think I'm holding short at point Echo Romeo. Request taxi to the gate.
Baseman 511, runway 26 left, clear to land, the wind now 23.
No, cargo pilot, we had to cancel that because my instructor
Land 26 left.
is still trying to figure out
Alaska 67 right, 08 left, hold short of Romeo.
if he's allowed to train me on the aircraft
Heading to Romeo, hold
that
short
belongs
at
to the
Juliet,
HFC.
Alaska
So the flying club that I'm now registered on.
Easy 34.
He's registered there as a normal pilot, but not as an instructor. So it's more like legal things. So he's an instructor at Atlas Air in Ganakaze, but I'm not a member there. So yeah, insurance or something. Yeah. So we have to see. So it's up for the board to decide if they would give him the permission. And then what I understand is some paperwork, and then once that's done,
501, it's London 135.05. Bye now.
Yeah, but I told him that hopefully it'll be sorted in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Because yeah, I do want to start flying soon.
We're just going to log off here because I think Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 Gatwick seems a bit funny here. Thanks for the service.
Ground Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey stand 6.
Well, the thing is that my flying club is cheaper than the Atlas flying club, and I've already paid the €700 joining fee, which I won't get back. So yeah, but I'm gonna say, so all we're waiting now is for the.
Can I take November to pass the speed button, please, for Easy 39 Mike Bravo?
For the board to say yes or no. If they say no, I'll get another instructor. So I won't be doing that with my good old friend. But I'm just gonna get a normal instructor then. I mean normal instructor. I mean an instructor that is registered at HFC, and do the flying lessons there. So I would love to do that with my good friend because we go back many years. He's currently a 747 instructor, IRL. He's a fantastic pilot, so I would love to train with him. That's the thing.
Alaska 627, hold short at Juliet, ready to request a gate.
Come on.
Alaska 67, contact ground now, frequency 121.805.
Contact ground 121.805, Alaska 627.
Did you restart the PC? It's so busy. So the reason why I'm not getting pushback is because of this aircraft there. Super busy. Wow. Lots of EasyJets. That's a good question. Anyone else have any? I'm a bit at a loss why you can't turn on frame gen. Gatwick is busy at Heathrow, yeah. Oh, really? So he's also in... Okay. Yeah, but the thing is... Yeah. But that's the problem, right? So if he's not a member of...
Griffin 7, 57 Mike,
if he's not instructor at HFC, then...
Griffin 57 Mike, service wind 230 degrees, 17 up, 726 left,
yes, thank you. 121.805. Thank you so much for the heads up there with the ground. Thank you. Appreciate that.
5T for Gatwick, carry stand 18, vision for approved for ease.
Restart approved, safety. Right at 1524.
Gatwick ground, good afternoon. EZ711, stand 102, requesting push.
EZ711 Gatwick ground, carry stand by approval.
Standing by, EZ711. Anyone know, guys? I thought this would be a fairly new scenery.
Delta Juliet, contact Gatwick Tower with your course.
When did they change the gate numbers?
1240, EZ40 Delta Juliet, Papa.
Ah, okay, Taylor Raising, thanks for the answer. So you're saying you need to make sure you're on the latest drivers for the GPU. Okay.
Subject 6 Mike Echo stand 54 left, request push and start.
Subject 6 Mike Echo stand 5 for left, vision for approved face east.
Push start approval face east, 6 Mike Echo, thanks.
EZ711 stand 682, vision for approved straight back.
Push start approved, straight back, EZ711.
Alpine 62 Kilo Mike.
How do we do that?
13, pressure PDC request push and start.
Alpine 62 Kilo Mike, stand 113, push and
straight
actually hold
back.
position and traffic pushing behind. I think we'll clear that.
Roger that, hold position Alpine 62 Kilo Mike.
Alaska 627, continue taxi now, stand 681.
Continue taxi, gate 681, Alaska 627.
Gatwick ground, EZ2658, requesting push start. EZ2658, Gatwick ground. Hello, report your stand number. Stand number 235.
Hey Nate, howdy. Rex Reese, ready for push, straight back please.
Stand 23, push and approved, face west.
So let's see
Push start through face west.
how much of a stutter show we're going to get now. Hopefully it's not too bad. Right, let's see. Let's start the engines. But we're going to read the checklist first. Oh, wait, it's stuttery. Before start, park breakers off, takeoff speeds, and flex. We have 149, 149, 149, flex 64.
Alpine 8682, ready
Windows
taxi.
doors closed.
Alpine 8682, right turn, Papa, hold Philip Juliet.
Beacon is on before
Right
start.
turn, Papa, Shuttle Juliet,
So
Alpine 8682.
the fuel pumps are on. We have APU bleed air on. Starting engine 1. Alu, I tried, but I couldn't get that working. No, strange. Right, so I'm going to stop here. Stop here. Good. Well done, GSX.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Yeah, Nate, at the moment I'm not so optimistic. Starting engine 2. I'm not so optimistic right now.
Gatwick ground, happy, sir. Speedbird 080, stand 15, requesting pushback and start up.
Speedbird 080, Gatwick, carry stand 15, push and start approved.
Push and start approved.
It's the
Speedbird 00.
what do you mean ET timer? On the overlay? It should be UTC, yeah.
EZ16 Alpha Whiskey, ready for taxi.
And we are on live time.
EZ16 Alpha Whiskey Taxi Papa, Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2.
Yeah, they can be. It's a nightmare, Nate, sometimes.
Papa,
Good.
Alpha Sierra, hold
That
Alpha
was a good
2,
engine
EZ16
start.
Alpha Whiskey.
APU
Alpine
lead
8682
APU
taxi
off.
now, Papa, Alpha November,
stops
hold
1.
Alpha 3.
And the
Papa, Alpha
spoilers.
November, Alpha 3, Alpine
Flight
8682.
controls.
Alpine 8682, thanks,
Full
contact
up.
the tower with your course only 124 decimal 230.
Full down.
12423, thanks
Neutral.
very much, Alpine 8682.
Full left.
Right there, 1
Full right.
Tow truck disconnected.
Right now,
Neutral, rudder full left.
1524, right turn, Mike,
Rudder
hold
full
Mike
right.
1.
Neutral.
Right is clear. Right is clear.
Right there, 1 punch.
After
Right
start.
now,
Anti-ice
154,
off.
thanks,
Beacon
contact
status.
Gatwick Tower with your course only
Pitch trim
124
down
decimal 230.
0.4. Rudder trim neutral. After start checklist.
Right there, 1 punch. Thanks.
Easy 711 requesting taxi.
TD711, taxi left, approved on Lima, Papa holds short of Kilo.
Lima Papa hold short of Kilo. It's easy 711.
Delta 6 Mike Echo request taxi.
So Lima Papa hold short Kilo.
Tomjet 6 Mike
So
Echo
we
taxi
have,
Papa Alpha November, hold Alpha 2.
Right side clear. Left side clear. Let's
Alpha
go.
November, hold Alpha 2, 6 Mike Echo.
EG348 Gallic ground, I'm going to be at stand 10 push.
Delta Tango, good morning.
Easy 348 Gatwick, hello, stand 609, pushing, start approved, face east.
Face the east, 348, thank you.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey, contact Gatwick Tower 124.230, bye-bye.
124.230, thank you, goodbye, Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey.
Yeah, today's busy because we have
Easy 711, continue the taxi Papa Alpha Sierra, hold at Alpha 2.
continue Alpha Sierra and we'll hold at Alpha 2 for Easy 711.
Easy 711, thanks. Contact Gatwick Tower now with your course only 121.7, correction 124.230.
Course on only 124.230, copy it Easy 711, thank you.
Alpine 8682, line up away, over 26 left.
So let me now try and find
Line up away, 26 left, Alpine
Alpha
8682.
Sierra.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey on this frequency.
So we go down Papa until we
Easy
hit
16
Alpha
Alpha
Sierra
Whiskey
and
with
then we go
you,
left.
taxi in Alpha Sierra, holding Alpha 2.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey, get Tower, very good evening, hold Alpha 1. Hold Alpha 1, Easy 16
Meg
Alpha
Egg,
Whiskey.
hello to you. Greetings. An A320 just landed, then started to go around, then put it down. Okay, that's weird. Thomas, hello, Vigits. Gatwick Tower from Easy 711, hello.
Alpine 8682, surface wind 230 degrees, 17 knots, runway 6 left, you are cleared for takeoff.
26 left, clear takeoff, Alpine 8682.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey behind the landing, Etihad Airways
Hey, flying green line.
final line of away, runway 26 left behind.
Thank you
Line
so
up
much,
away
Flying
behind
Green,
the
for
landing
the
A350,
Tier
Easy
3,
16
60 months. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for that.
Easy 80 Mike, establishment, I left for 26 left.
Easy 80 Mike, Gatwick Tower, hello, your number 2, continue approach.
Right, so Alpha Sierra, we've got to be careful now. There's a runway. So we've got to turn left here, Alpha Sierra.
Etihad 1 Victor Tango, the surface wind
And then we go to
230
Alpha
degrees,
2.
16 knots, gusting 26, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Yeah, it's
Clear to land, runway 26 left, it's HAG 1 Victor Tango.
it's laggy, thanks for the
Alpine
feedback.
8682, call London Control, 135, decimal 805.
35805, Alpine 8682, thanks.
So the question is,
89 Whiskey, second right onto Juliet.
is it
hold
because
short
again the
of
older
Sierra.
traffic we have here?
Second right onto Juliet.
Good afternoon, Tomjet 6 Mike Echo.
So laggy in the turns, or
Tomjet 6 Mike Echo, your Gatwick Tower, hello.
well, it's a bit laggy here as well, isn't it?
And Easy 89 Whiskey,
Oh, yeah.
keep it rolling, please, contact ground, 121, 805, bye-bye.
Yeah, main thread is red.
Contact ground 121, 805.
The main thread is not happy. Yeah, so I guess we've got to go back to the old settings again. Well, tomorrow, not today. So the problem is, if I go back now, I have to stop everything. I have to restart the PC.
you're running 587 Golf. Hello.
A bit stuttery in the straight segments.
They're
Yeah,
yelling
okay, thanks.
587 Golf, Gatwick
Yeah,
Tower,
we'll go
good
back to
evening.
the old settings,
Continue approach,
which were
number
okay.
3.
I mean, they're not bad, but
Yeah,
I was
perfect.
hoping that the CPU would be strong enough. Right, here's Alpha 2.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey and disregard.
The LODs aren't that big anyways, Psycho. I mean, I can try one thing. Yeah, auto FPS, I've tried it, but I'm not too happy with it. But anyways, I mean,
Easy
it's...
16 Alpha Whiskey lined up, runway 26 left.
Etihad 1 Victor Tango, keep it rolling, next right.
Hold on. So the only thing really I can do is maybe try...
Etihad 1 Victor Tango, exiting 26 left via Foxtrot Romeo.
Yeah, expedite please.
But I don't think it's helping much, to be honest.
Easy 80 Mike, expect late landing clearance.
Expect late landing clearance, easy 80 Mike.
Etihad 1 Victor Tango, expedite, I say again, expedite.
We have vacated the runway at Etihad 1 Victor Tango.
16 Alpha Whiskey, surge winds 230 degrees, 16 knots, gusting 26, runway 26
I've been following
left,
the Artemis. I didn't watch it live because it was 2 o'clock in the morning when they touched down. But I was happy to hear this morning that everything went well.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey, are you rolling?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is he?
He's rolling.
Okay. Oh, Sven actually watched it on the stream. GG's. Well done on Sven. I mean, I have to admire his how would you say, his stamina on streaming so long.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey, clear of runway.
Easy 80 Mike, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, easy 80 Mike.
Easy 16 Alpha Whiskey, thank you very much for that. Contact London 135, that's 805, have a nice flight. Etihad 1 Victor Tango, second right Juliet, contact ground, 121, that's 805.
Second right on Juliet and contact ground on 121.805.
Tube loop, it's not that easy.
Ryanair 1524.
I wish it were that easy with all the settings.
A320 on a 3-mile final, line of runway 26 left.
Back in the P3D days,
Behind the
it was a lot easier
because
you didn't have that many options, that we have now these days. So now you have DLSS.
Ryanair 1524. Just a caution, there will be one.
You have frame gen. You have frame gen multiplier, depending on the graphics card you have.
EC 711 behind the landing gear, wing service A320. 3-mile correction, 2-mile final, line of runway 26 left behind.
Easy 711 behind the Eurowings A320, 2 miles final, line up runway 26 left and wait behind. Alright, that's clear.
Easy 348, you on the frequency?
I was just wondering, didn't the, actually let's keep it off.
Eurowings 587 Golf, surface wind 230 degrees, 16 knots, gusting 26, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Left with the land, 57 Golf.
So just gonna make sure
Easy
that
at Mike, making clear the runway.
A350, second right Juliet. Easy 80 Mike, follow the
just gonna put in
Etihad
200 meters
second right
shift
onto Juliet.
here, the rest is done, no
Follow
changes.
Etihad Airbus A350, second right on Juliet, easy 80 Mike.
Easy 80 Mike, then contact ground, bonjour on Juliet, 121 805, bye-bye.
Then contact ground 121.805.
Right, we line up. Just leave that as it is. There we go. There's the Eurowings.
6 Mike Echo 1, the easiest cleared, hold Alpha 1.
If you just clear it off.
So as we have lots of traffic here, we'll expedite a bit.
That was good 375.
Lineup checklist, runway 26 left,
375,
Alpha 1.
Tower, hello, surface wind 230 degrees, 16, gusting 26.
TCAS.
Continue approach, 2 to bar data.
TARA and PAX 1 and 2.
You saw Eurowings 77 Golf go around.
Eurowings 587 Golf, Roger.
Did he say go around? He did not. Oh my god. He went around?
Station calling. Eurowings 587 Golf, turn left 180, climb maintain 3000 feet.
Throttle cam is blocked by what? Hang on.
Eurowings 587 Golf, turn left heading 180, climb maintain 3000.
By the
3000, 587 Golf.
Easy 711, surface wind 230 degrees, 16 knots, gusting 26, coming 26 left, clear for takeoff, traffic info is A320, turning left.
That's copy. Easy 711, clear takeoff.
Get to tower, happy start Silver 080.
Let's go. Takeoff.
Let's be
Now Flight 64, SS runway.
Eurowings 587 Golf. Call Gatwick Director 118.950.
118.950.
Is that better? That's better, right. Thrust set, here's 100 knots.
Red nose 137 Gatwick Tower, hello.
Alpine 60 kilometers.
Alpine 62 kilo, Mike Gatwick Tower, hello.
Rotate.
Alpine 60 kilo, Mike, are you able intersection Bravo?
Gear
up. We can hold here and we'll check real quick and get back to you.
Yeah, give it a check, we'll get that.
Gatwick Tower, Speedbird 781, the ILS 26 left, we are 10 miles out.
Ryanair 1524, service winds 230 degrees, 16 knots, gust to 26, over 26 left, give take.
A lot of wind here, look at that.
106 Mike, echo behind the landing,
So we
British
have
Airways
autopilot
777,
on.
line operator 126
Thrust
left behind.
climb out magenta.
Down the British Airways 777 will line up way behind, 6 Mike Echo.
Easy 711, call the London Control 135, decimal 805, bye bye.
35805, thank you much, bye bye, easy 711.
Leave it 78.
So, Lufthansa 05.
Here comes the pack 2.
81, 6 South
Flap
Whiskey, report
zero,
you're heading
speed
for the
check,
control
flap
on
zero.
129430.
129430, easy 127 West.
Landing, good afternoon, easy 711. Passing 2,400, climbing 6,000 on the Baraka 1 X-ray departure. Yep.
8711, under control, climb flight level 170.
Climb flight level 170, easy 711. Good, so open climb 17,000, so we're going to ignore all the restrictions now.
Speedbird 965, under control, hello to you, descend flight level 120. Descend 120, Speedbird 965. Descend 335, contact Gatwick Director 126825.
126825, Lufthansa 65, Czechoslovakia.
So the thing is, we're going to keep the speed restrictions.
London Control, hello, good afternoon. Speedbird 6 passing flight level 170, descending flight level 150 on your frequency, squawk 2007.
Speedbird 6, under control, descend flight level 130.
I descend flight level 130, Speedbird 6.
Speedbird 9171, under control, hello, climb flight level 150.
Right now, 154 Richard.
Alright, let's go transition, standard.
Definitely more than that. Where are you?
Set.
Just out to Gatwick.
We're at 1524, hello, climb now, flight level 130.
Yeah, so the climb now, of course, then you ignore the climb restrictions.
We're at 1524, climb flight level 130.
But I think, yeah, the same. Is it England the same with the climb by the SID?
Tango, Yankee Romeo, climb flight level 150.
150,
Speedbird 965, descend flight level 90.
90,
Lufthansa 133.
It's a shame. Sorry for the little lags and stutters here and there. Or the bigger lags. Yeah, we're going to go back to the old settings.
It's been a good day. Speedbird 173 with you climbing 6,000.
Speedbird 173, roger, maintain 6.
I think then, yeah, Admiral, so maybe then ATC doesn't...
Yeah, Tango, Yankee Romeo, contact under control.
If you don't get a further climb clearance, I think they would just say identified or radar contact.
965 for Heathrow,
And that's it.
119730.
Right.
For Heathrow 119730.
711, contact under control, 129430.
129430, bye-bye, easy 711.
Speedbird 9171, direct Conco.
Hello, Shamrock 2, flight level 180.
Shamrock 23 Tango Alpha, thank you, descend flight level 160.
17 level 160, Shamrock 2, Alpha.
You can tell me speed 300 or more.
Affirm.
Thank you. Right at 1524, turn left heading 355.
Definitely free.
816 Alpha Whiskey, regime on navigation, direct Ignit.
Home navigation, direct indicative, DZ167 Whiskey.
London, good afternoon. Easy 71, passing 120, climbing 170.
2 stations at once. Vivo 130, descent flight level 180, level by FSLabs.
Yeah, he would have to say speed restrictions cancelled, yeah.
And confirm the level 180, your readability is very poor. Correct.
And then hello from Easy 71, passing 140, climbing 170.
Easy 711, under control, climb flight level 290.
Climb level 290, Easy 711. The thing is, I'm not sure, Fabian, if they say...
Runway 1524, under control, climb flight level 190.
You know, climb now, that's obvious.
816 Whiskey,
But if they want you to keep the restrictions, I think they just say radar contact.
Climb flight level 280.
And that's it. Because otherwise it does get very confusing.
451, contact under control 135.
Because, you know, climb and climb now, these two, but I would have to check the AIPs for that. I know they changed it sometime a couple of years ago.
131 decimal 1.
150.1,
950 actually disregard. Contact Brussels.
Speed restrictions you would follow unless they say cancel speed or own speed or something, or they would say cancel speed restrictions.
575. Commission 950.
Yeah, that's what my experience from real world flying is very often you would get radar vectors for one, or you know, you would get climb now.
8040 Mike Yankee, London, till 1 November, descent flight level 160, level by VATSIM.
Till 1 November 160, level by
Select 16 Foxtrot Sierra, London control, head out, climb flight level 350.
That looks like Brighton, doesn't it? It could be Brighton.
London control, helicopter, Alpha Tango, level 360.
Golf 78 Alpha Tango, London control, roger. Runway 1524, turn left, heading 345. Easy 6 for Hotel Delta, climb flight level 350.
Yeah.
Runway 1524, report you're heading to London Control 127.105.
Yeah, so main threat is still getting a bit hammered from time to time, unfortunately. So, yeah.
345.
Unfortunately, this setup is not the solution.
127.
And I have my doubts that the 9900 X3D would actually help in this case.
Tango 7, Papa Yankee, Romeo, London Control, hello, continue on the heading, climb flight level 290.
What's, how much does it cost at the moment, anyways? Any advice going through the first type rating? Yeah. I would say, so what aircraft type are we talking about, first of all?
When it's nice to refresh, I'll be with you.
Okay, interesting, Admiral. Again, I would have to read that up on the UK AIP.
RF4 Mike Alpha, London Control, hello, it's the LSO1 Hotel arrival, when ready, descent flight level 180, level by AirTrack.
So essentially 800 or A321, okay.
Lufthansa 8 Delta Papa, Squawk 5.
So I would give you the advice. It depends on what kind of person you are regarding learning. So for me, I made my own sketches regarding, you know, let's say the technical aspects, and I kind of made sketches regarding the important systems. And I always try to see if there are certain mnemonics that you can do and use to remember, you know, certain connections between systems. But I would also say that don't get too hung up on the technical side initially. You can always come back later after you have completed your training and dive in deeper into the technical aspect of the aircraft. So I think for the first type rating, it's difficult to balance, to kind of find your own balance, to know what's important, what's really important. So what are the things you have to know, and what are the things that are nice to know, right? So initially, you're going to treat everything as need to know, which is not the case, I reckon. But I guess for the first type rating, it's a bit difficult to filter out, you know, the need to know from the nice to know. Much bigger emphasis will be laid on procedures anyways. And so we have procedures for the aircraft, and then there's procedures for the company. And again, it's such a huge amount of inputs, such a huge amount of data you have to digest and try to memorize, which is not easy. It isn't, especially on the first type rating. You do get overwhelmed sometimes, right? One big advice I always give people when they ask me that question is try to stay on top. Try to stay ahead of the curve. So study hard, study, and try to stay ahead of the curve. However, the whole training program, normally, if you look at it from an airline point of view, the airline tries to save money, right? So they will give you adequate training regarding flight simulator, and then later the line training. So you will have enough training to safely go through the whole thing. But the thing is, as we know, every human being is different. And there's people that learn very fast, and then there's people that take a little bit longer, but will still reach the same level, but just a little bit later. Right. However, airlines tend to focus on the fast learner. Right. So hopefully they will say, if you need more training, so additional flight sim lessons, let's say, or line training lessons, then it's perfectly fine. Okay. The problem is if you try to always put your own bar to the highest bar available, or you think you should reach that bar, you sometimes overpower yourself, and then it becomes frustrating, and you feel somewhat frustrated, and you tend to then suddenly lose a bit of self-esteem, which should be avoided, right? Also, another advice I would give people, pilots that go into the first line or first type rating, is speak openly with your instructor and your fellow students, because it's something you'll have to do later on in life anyways. So when you fly with someone new, so you have a new captain at your side, let's say, and there are things you will notice that are within a certain bandwidth, but as soon as they get outside that bandwidth where it starts to annoy you, or you think he or she's doing things that are not safe, you're going to have to speak up, right? And I'll give you an example. When I was doing my training on the Cheyenne in Bremen, so that was coming from so we first started with the Bonanza, went up to the Baron, then we went on to the Cheyenne, which is a twin-engine turboprop aircraft, very fast aircraft. GPS system,
225, control, hello, Alessa 1 Hotel arrival.
displays. So a completely new world, if you like, if you come and train on that aircraft.
Speedboat 179, a contact.
And we had an instructor.
131.1.
He, in principle, was a very nice guy, but in the flight sim, he was just stressing us out so hard.
Speedboat 173, contact Brussels 131.1.
Where he just put too much load on the whole sim mission.
London control, Alessa 1 Hotel arrival.
Trying to get through the syllabus too fast. So my classmate and myself.
EG711, contact Paris control 128.275.
128.275, easy 711.
London control, Kelly M74 Lima.
So yeah, we got stressed out.
410.
We started to feel we're not performing as we should.
EG64 Hotel Delta, contact
the stress
Paris
level kept rising. We found ourselves being very tense prior to the missions.
B2 Charlie.
Which then had a negative effect on training, right? And I remember that we went into the abnormal phase. Phase FENIX, and we were making mistakes, right? And I was getting really frustrated. And I'm kind of a person that at some point I become agitated, and then I will speak up, and then when I speak up, I'll be very straight. And some people obviously will then wonder what the hell happened, right? So I remember that we had a gear abnormal, and I was going through the check. I was looking for the checklist. So it's a huge QRH, right? And I accidentally scrolled past the landing gear abnormal checklist, and he shouted at me like, now you're too stupid to even find the checklist, blah blah blah. So I just put down a checklist. I said, sir, do me a favor, just stop the sim. I'm going to get out. And he said, what do you mean you're going to get out? I said, I'm going to get out. I'm going to take a break. And he said, you can't take a break. I said, yeah, I can. You've got a button there. It says stop. You're going to press that. And then I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get some fresh air. And then I'm going to consider whether or not I'm going to continue training with you or not. Let me just get a call in. I was so upset. Radar, hello from EZ711 over at Vul at level 290.
EZ711, first airline guide, identified, climb level 330.
Climb level 330, EZ711. Cross climb 330. Yeah, so he was like, okay, then we're gonna have a break. And so I went outside. I caught a couple of breaths of fresh air. Then I went back inside, and I apologized for my outbreak, but I said, but now you have to understand that this will not go will not continue as we've just been doing the training now. Because I talked to my colleagues, and nobody else is doing the training that we're doing. Right? They're doing exactly what the schedule says. It says lesson 5 is flap abnormal and engine out, let's say, and then lesson 6. So the next mission after that is when we have gear abnormal. So we don't do flap abnormal, gear abnormal, engine out, all on the same mission, or even on the same flight. And he was like, yeah, but I mean, I saw that you guys are doing so well, and I thought we may as well, take some things from further down the line, so that you guys have more time at the end. We'll say, well, why don't you discuss that with us, if that's what we want to do? Because right now, at least I can talk for myself, I'm totally stressed out. I have a feeling that this whole is a negative training effect for me, and I'm just not happy with it. So, interestingly enough, he was upset, obviously. I mean, he came from the military, and my dad was a military pilot, so I know how to handle them. I know how they tick. So he was upset, obviously, initially. And then they said, all right, then we'll just keep to the schedule, to the normal schedule. I said, yeah, thank you. That's all I'm asking, right? So I remember that my classmate, he was like, Jesus, what's going on, right? And after that, the whole training just calmed down, and we went through the normal schedule, the normal missions, and at the end, we did our final check with good grades, right? And it was much more fun, right? So, hello, hey Hayden. So, that's something I took as an experience then to go further down the line, and I had some other experiences. I mean, back then, so I know these sound like war stories, right? Back in the days, but we're talking about 1990 and then 1995 when I started my 737 training. There was a different tone back then in the flight deck, and there was a different tone. Not always, but quite often, there was a different tone from the captains. And you had to learn to deal with that as a first officer. And you learned. I mean, you learned the hard way, but you learned to deal with that. And yes, sometimes it took you longer to speak up, but in the end, here's my I'll start. You had to speak up because, you know, if you had a feeling it was starting to affect your performance or start to affect safety, you have to speak up. And that's what I've always done. Yeah, so CRM. I had my first CRM training in 1996, which was the very first CRM training at Lufthansa back then. And no joke, back then there were captains sitting there, you know, with crossed arms, and on the feedback, initial feedback round after the first day, they were saying, "I'm not sure why we're here. I don't understand what the circus is doing any good for, because, you know, I've been a captain for 30 years, blah blah blah, right? And this whole thing just seems like a circus to me. I don't see a benefit from this." And a lot of us, especially younger co-pilots, we were like, well, maybe you didn't listen enough, because actually you are that kind of person who should really listen and learn how things are changing in the flight deck, how CRM is becoming more and more topic these days, which of course means a change from behavior and a change in procedures, the way you treat your crew, right? And it took some time. It took some time to really get through all of the hierarchy levels, let's say. So it was interesting to see. But these days, I think, if you look back now, especially towards the end, I think, especially when I did my captain's training, things have shifted a lot over the last 20-30 years, right? So if we look at a hierarchy gradient, in 1990, it was fairly steep in general. Not always, but fairly steep from captain, co-pilot to the cabin crew. Right? So that has been leveled off. Not leveled off, but that gradient has been eased a bit. So you do need a gradient, right? A captain has to be a captain. He has to lead, right? And there has to be a gradient. But the steepness is something which is influenced by training, but also influenced then by especially the captains. With the way they work, with the way they present themselves, with the way they communicate. And that's something, of course, everyone has to find out later for themselves. Right? As a captain, when you're a young captain, you get your fourth stripe, and you get your pat on the back, and off you go. You have all the things you need to be a captain, to safely operate as a captain, to lead your crew safely. However, it's a learning process. It's a continuous learning process until the day that you retire.
FENIX 16 good evening, guide.
And of course, yeah, the captain. So CRM is an expression, a definition, crew resource management, that is incorporating so many facets, so many different aspects. That you can't really just say that you put it in one sentence. What is CRM, right? So, in essence, if you like, it's using all the resources you have available to you, and usually it's resources from the aircraft, so information from the aircraft, it's information from the crew, obviously, it's resources in that sense that can free up from your cabin crew, from cockpit crew, from ATC, your company, whatever, right? It's a huge basket that allows you then to solve issues, solve problems to a much higher degree of safety and efficiency. But safety is obviously the main driver here, or the main goal. So one difficult thing is, as you are now a captain and go on now on your way, on your path of leading a crew, is to find out what works well and what doesn't work well. And for that, you need feedback from your fellow cockpit crew and your fellow fellow co-pilots, and from your cabin crew. But the thing is, that's where the first issue starts. Where for them, it's hard to give you feedback. Remember, you're not a captain. So even if you are approachable, if you are, a very sympathetic person, and you have that aura around you, even then, you have to be aware that you're not going to get the feedback all the time. So very often, you have to ask for it yourself. Which then, of course, sometimes isn't easy, because it's easy to ask for feedback if you have a feeling everything went really well. But you know, as a pilot, you know when things are not going so well, because you get instant feedback from, how the flight goes, right? Or maybe you feel something's brewing, in the mood of your crew, right? And it's so hard sometimes to take a step back and put yourself again on the same level as the rest of the crew, and then openly ask, hey, give me feedback, please. Right? I want to know how you felt. I want to know what you think I could have done better as a captain today. And then, if you're lucky enough, people will speak up and give you an honest feedback. And again, like I said at the beginning, it's a learning curve until the day that you retire, and that's so important. If you don't see that, if you think you're so brilliant, trust me, you're just an accident waiting to happen. So you have to be humble. You have to be a leader, and the crew expects you to lead, especially in these difficult situations. They expect you, and that's what they can expect of you, as you are the captain, right? You are the person in the end that has to make that final decision. They look up to you. So, sure, you need to be the leader. You need to be in that position. But you're not alone. You have fantastic people around you, the resources that they possess to help you in making that final decision. Right? And that's a skill set you will have to learn and use. But again, it's fantastic. It's fantastic in the sense that it's so interesting to see and watch and learn. And as you get older and as your experience level, it gets bigger and bigger, you will feel more confident, which on one hand is good. However, on the other hand, you've got to be careful again. Don't get complacent. right? Confidence, complacency, a very, very difficult topic as well, right? So yeah, it's something that's ongoing. But again, as the question initially was, your first type rating, you go into training there. What are things to look out for? So again, do your best, be positive, try to take in as much as you can. Don't worry if you fall behind a bit, if you feel certain things a bit more difficult than others. It's just the way it is. Don't get frustrated too quickly. Talk openly with the instructor. If you feel stressed out, if you think like, I'm just not grasping it, I just don't fully understand what you're trying to teach me, speak up. That's what your instructor is there for, right?
On monte niveau 250, Corsair 956.
Right, let me get some questions here.
07, la suite de la montée sur l'auto-info, 22,8, bonne soirée.
Yeah, absolutely. The captain has to take information from all of the team, and that's exactly what it is. It's a team.
Good evening.
You are team leader, but it's a team. Absolutely. There you go on flaps. Thank you. I don't have a collaboration with Phoenix now. No, I'm not a part of the development team, and I'm not a beta tester, no. The toll is so it's more an explain issue I have at the moment. And here's another problem. So again, if I stream and I use the video encoder, so the video card encoder, it helps my CPU. It improves performance a bit. However, then I can't use hardware accelerated GPU scheduler in the Windows, which is needed for DLSS frame gen, and it's also needed for the smooth motion feature of Nvidia. So when I'm streaming using video cards decoding, I can't use frame gen and I can't use smooth motion, so I'm just stuck with basic means, which is okay in Microsoft FlightSim, but it's hard for X-Plane. So sometimes I have really bad FPS in X-Plane. So I'm hoping they improve that soon. Good. Nate, do you ever experience the flip side, an FO who's too differential or not confident enough? Rarely, very rarely. But again, you're as a captain, you can intervene. So for example, if someone is not, you feel he's not confident or she's not confident enough, give them some more tasks. Don't overtask them, but give them some tasks you know they can handle. And then, when they've performed well on that task, say, hey, good job, right? Help build that confidence, or give them some feedback from your own personal life. Back then in those days when I was, your age. Just talk, right? The same goes. Sometimes, if you have a gradient that's not so steep, and then you have someone who's very knowledgeable, has a very high degree of self-confidence. Maybe sometimes they try to take away a little bit of your captaincy, right? And you have to be careful with that as well, because in the end, if things get busy and you have some abnormals, well then, you've got to make sure that you're still the captain, right? And the FO doesn't take over. So, again, speak openly and hand over some tasks. So if someone is very proficient and very, if it has a high level of confidence, give them some more tasks that are more demanding, right? And then that makes them happy, right? They feel very integrated. They understand you trust them with more difficult tasks. And if things go really badly in that term, then speak up openly. One thing I learned when working in health was we have 2 ears and a mouth. What's more important? Communication, listening. I would say both. I would say both. Both are things, and especially skills, that can be improved and should be improved to a good level. And then, again, it makes things just a lot easier and a lot more efficient and safer also. Oh, you're fantastic. Yeah, Jamie, the pilot, yeah, of course. That's what I mean when you fall behind the curve and you start to get frustrated. It means you're going to perform worse. Let me ask you guys. It doesn't matter if it's about aviation or in school, in university. When do you have the feeling, or let's say in sports, when do you have the feeling you're performing the best? It's usually an atmosphere that makes you relaxed. You feel good in. Right? You feel like you're part of the team. You're there, and that allows you to build your own self-confidence. Right? Doesn't mean you get arrogant. It just means you feel like you don't have to worry about other things around you. You can just be yourself and perform. And that's when you get the best performance.
Hello 300, Canon 34 Bravo.
Yeah. So Stormy Flyer, I've had many CRM seminars, and at the beginning they had lots of role plays, which I really disliked. Because honestly, if you're a good, a good actor, you can act anyone.
711 monitor advisory 122-8. Good evening.
2218. Thank you. Good evening. Easy 711. Yeah. So role play. It's not real life, and I've never really felt those role plays to be that helpful. Right, because I can play someone that I'm not really, right? But yeah, CRM is very theoretical, and I've always said as a feedback in the end, I said, well, it's good that we have these seminars, but you have to also make sure you integrate these building blocks straight into flight simming. So when we do our base checks and our recurrent training, we need to pick up these topics and train more based on these topics, and then find out if there are deficiencies. And that's actually where things have gone over the last 10 years with the evidence-based training concept, which I think is much better than just simply checking. So evidence-based training means that you have a certain scenario that means you have to show some of your skills regarding communication, problem solving, workload management, team leadership, the whole bunch, right? And that way an instructor, and again, these instructors are so cool, and they're so well trained that they will notice deficiencies, right? And so it's not then to bash and say, oh, you're deficient in workload management, you're terrible, you're no good, right? No, they are saying, hey, how did you feel? I just found that maybe you seemed a bit stressed out. How about tomorrow, I'll give you another scenario where we specifically train your workload management, and I'm going to give you some tools. We'll talk about some of these theoretical tools again that you've learned about in past seminars, but I'm going to pinpoint those to you and then try to incorporate those with that new scenario. And so the idea is that after that training you have a feeling of accomplishment and say, oh yeah, now I understand it better, right? So that's the idea behind evidence-based training, to help improve on deficient areas. Mike Papa, thank you so much for the 5. And Yoda, hello.
Always the most interesting streamings on your channel.
Mike Papa, thank you so much. Well, again, it's up, you know, again, all the questions I get here, which then help me to find some topics to talk about. And I'm happy to hear that you guys find it interesting. Yeah, TW simulations, I agree as well. You know, when you go through the first type rating, try to enjoy, yes. But it's hard. It's hard because you've got to be so full of things to learn and so eager. And you're not really experienced to see where you stand compared to others, right? That's always an issue, really. So yeah, sure, try to enjoy. But yeah, be open, talk to your instructor if you feel like something's not going the way you think it should be going. Yeah, open communication. Abiyama, thank you. Yeah, exactly, Ghost. Yeah, when you're stress-free, that's when you perform best. Yeah, when you're in the comfort zone. Exactly, yeah. Exactly that. Perfect, yeah. Yeah, so Fabian, I've always... So here's the thing. I've always had an issue when people start shouting and screaming. To me, it's a sign they are no longer able to deal with you and discuss something with you on a normal level. So they get into that emotional level. And isn't that saying in German, you know, those that shout are incorrect, right? So because they're losing, they feel like they're losing the discussion, the battle, right, for whatever. While sure, often it's about who's right or wrong, but they then take it very personal, right? So if you're someone that can accept the fact that, you know, you can be wrong, right? You're not always knowledgeable in everything. There are things you may not know. You know, so be it, right? I know I'm not always saying that I'm always good with that, but I've learned over time to, yeah, if someone can convince me that they have the correct answer and I'm wrong, fine. I've learned something new, right? It's not terrible to not know something, right? Hey, Manifest. Yeah, you train. So Jacob, my very last EBT mission I had on the 787, my first officer became simulated incapacitated. It was a very short flight from Frankfurt to Munich, and just after reaching cruising level, yeah, my first officer became incapacitated. So I had to land the aircraft in a single pilot concept. So, you know, it's the thing, take care of your crew member, right? First of all, meaning get someone in the flight deck, someone from the cabin crew, make sure they can either take him out of the seat, get you know, help, medical help, doctor or whatever, in the galley, or if the flight is too long, or if they are unable to take him out of the seat, strap him in, right? Make sure he is unable to fall onto any flight controls. So take care of your crew member, and then the next step is then to reorganize work in the flight deck. And we've talked about this, you know, about potentially having someone as a passenger who's a real-world pilot, maybe even with the company, etc., who could help in the flight deck potentially. There are some possibilities there. You could take someone from the cabin crew to sit next to you if that makes you feel more comfortable. You know, compared to sitting alone on the flight deck. It's personal preference. I don't think there's right or wrong. That's a decision every, you know, pilot has to make then in those circumstances. Yeah, call in ATC, right? So aviate, navigate, communicate, contact ATC, declare emergency, and then find a good place to land quickly. But then again, be careful not to fly too fast and overload yourself, leading into an unstable approach. Then maybe you have to do a missed approach, etc., right? So a lot of aspects to consider. Yeah, so Nate, we shall see. We shall see. I'm not sure what Fabian wants to do. If Fabian wants to do pilot flying first and then later pilot monitoring, we'll see. Let's see, can we do a little bit of that? That looks alright. Yeah, that's true, Ghost. No doubt. Single pilot concept here flying the sim has helped, yeah. I would say so, yes. Yeah, you're done. So I agree. So 1 or 2 years prior, I was the one incapacitated in the sim, and yeah, it was great. It was great to watch and just sit there and watch the first officer fly the aircraft and land the aircraft. Yannick says he did the first type rating and honestly had 0 time to enjoy it. Okay. It only hit me during base training that I'd been riding for months. Second rating on the A3 was much more lax. Yeah, okay, thanks Yannick for the feedback there, yeah. I know, but the first type rating is just the way it is. Like I said, you have no comparison. You have no life experience in that regard that you can, build on. No way. Southwest captain was recently locked out by falling HUD and the FO had to land. How crazy is that? Fabian, yeah, you can choose Fabian. It's your flight tomorrow, so you choose whatever you feel more comfortable with. So yeah, tomorrow, guys, the routing is going to be Vienna down to Tivat and then back to Vienna. So your choice, Fabian. Do you think the vibration feature in wind control hardware is realistic, or should it be turned off? You mean with the oh yeah, I in the panels, so like the thrust levers, I've turned it off. I don't know. In the real aircraft, there are some vibrations, I guess, in the thrust levers or the panel, but I mean, it's that. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I can see that in the. Yeah, sorry. Get back on flight deck. Yeah, hope it. Yeah, it's getting better now. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back to the old setup again, which will help again, and not cause these stutters. Yeah, apologies. Yeah, we dropped some frames with that. Okay, so no outside view, unfortunately. Wow, that's quite a lot of rain there. Look at that below us. Interesting. So where are we? Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, we'll check the ACARS. There's Lyon. Okay, so that's between Lyon and Toulouse. That's where we are. Yeah, company message. Let's have a look. Company message. So that's burger. Now I should be hungry or what? You guys. Alright, there you go. Clouds look good today, yeah, I agree. When you have approach like in Nice, or you have prescribed visual approach, is flying that at nighttime fine? Yeah, so the thing is this, because you asked, about a visual approach at nighttime, if that's allowed. Yes, that is allowed. It depends on the airline SOPs though. So in general, we had the rule that you could only do a visual approach at an airport you were already familiar with. Meaning you would have had to be there IRL before to know how the airport looks, the surrounding looks. where the obstacles are located. And then a normal visual pattern is high enough to keep you clear, right? And then you will also be told regarding visual patterns where you're not allowed to fly it, right? And so especially on circlings, right, it will give you some information, right? Not sometimes it'll say circling not allowed to the west of the airfield, right? Sometimes it will say, so at TVAT, for example, we're flying tomorrow, so the visual circling there is not allowed at night time. And I mean, if you know TVAT with all the terrain around it, makes sense, because there may be potentially some obstacles that are not lighted that you will not see, and then that means a potential threat at night time to collide with. The thing is, if it's official circling procedure, so you have to differentiate between a visual approach and a standard circling approach, right? So a standard circling approach is clearly described in the procedure chart. So let's have a look. Do we have circling somewhere? Right, there we go. So for example here, it's a circle to land, prohibited east of runway. Right, circling height based on runway 31 displaced threshold, elevation of 52 feet. And then depending here, for example, on the airspeed that you're flying, gives you a minimum circling altitude, right? And then flying that procedure accordingly will give you the obstacle clearance in that regard. But yeah, pure visual approach is something where you as a pilot then have the full responsibility to keep clear of obstacle restricted areas and also other traffic. Now, although that is not quite correct, because if you're flying under instrument flight rules, IFR, and you did not cancel your IFR, and you get a clearance for visual approach, then you're still under IFR, and yes, of course, the controller will keep you separated in the control zone if it has a radar, if ATC is able to offer you control service, then of course they will still keep you clear for other traffic, right? But what could happen sometimes is that they will then hand over the wake turbulence separation to you, and so you'll hear caution wake turbulence of the A380 3 miles ahead of you, cleared visual approach, right? So that's something then you have to take care of. Yeah, so regarding today with the circling, I mean it's not, it's sometimes misleading. They call it circling, but it's not really a circling in traditional sense, is it? I mean, it is a RP approach, so it's an instrument approach procedure until the missed approach point, from which point onwards either is an instrument missed approach or it's a visual part. It says visual maneuvering with prescribed tracks. Okay, so then it shows you the path you should be flying. Okay. Now, does it say you're not allowed to, to turn onto final a bit earlier and a bit shallower? Well, there's no obstacles there, right? You can do that. If you're not careful, what can happen? You're going to overshoot the runway. You're going to have to re-intercept, right? Again, you just got to be careful with the obstacles around you, right? And it says, in order to not overfly the Cap and the city of Antibes, avoid deviations to the west after Mike November 04 Alpha. So follow the 353 degree track from Mike November 04 Alpha, right? A-Car saying on, just to make sure that you're not sending any nasty messages here. Yeah, and the good thing is, so I can tell you now, 2,000 feet at this point has been chosen because that will give you pretty much about 6 track miles. Meaning, if you just fly a nice 3-degree profile from that point, 2,000 feet, you will see it'll bring you nicely onto the par piece there, 2 red, 2 white. Another speciality there is, we talked about the instrument part, right? So if you're not in contact visually at 2,000 feet at the minimums here with the runway and the surrounding terrain, that's going to be a missed approach. But that's an instrument missed approach. Thereafter, you're maneuvering visually, and then it becomes a balked landing, right? So they don't call that missed approach, they call that balked landing. And then you would have to follow the runway track until 2.5 November India or 2.5 November Alpha, which is the ILS Dini for right or for left, and then you would turn 110 degrees, climb 3,000 feet, max 220 knots. So it tells you exactly what to do as well in case you have a balk landing. Aviamar, if ATC doesn't specify what you have to do, and then you determine from your position it's best to go straight to base, you fly straight to base. Right? Just gonna check here. Yeah, sorry. MCDU. That's AFC menu. Receive messages. If anything, one Cessna 172, I have a yoke, force feedback yoke from Brunner, and I have a Moser AB9 base for the stick. The stick is from FS Projects. You're flying to Dublin, A320. Nice, have a good flight. Jacob asked, in the visual maneuver only authorized during daytime, or you can do it nighttime as well? Well, I mean, here it doesn't specify anything regarding nighttime, does it? Interesting, some lightning there. So if you go to, let's see, how do I get? I don't want to overstress the CPU here. 3343. And that is Nice already, is it? That is Marseille Control. Bonjour from Easy 710, flight level 330. Say bonjour from Easy 711, flight level 330. No, Avimar, no, I'm not going to check. 33430, just check again. 33430. What did you guys hear and think? No, we're probably going to do the RMP approach. But I'm going to check the weather in a minute. I just want to do one more thing here. Let's go to TVAT. so TVAT. So for example, there's a localizer 3.2 approach with a circle to land, right? Which is spectacular and quite a challenge. But somewhere it says daytime only. And I remember that the ATC, if you have VATSIM, for example, they will ask. Oh, there it is day only. Right. So the whole approach actually. So the localizer is the whole approach, not just the visual. And there's a NOTAM as well. Okay, so it's daytime only. Okay, so sometimes you will find these restrictions on the charts. Control, hello from EZ711, flight number 330. How do you read? I'm not getting anything from him. Right, so let's have a look here at the weather then. Let's go. Oh. I mean,
control channel radio check. There you go, 553 radio check. Anyone?
Seems Marseille control is not available at the moment.
Yeah, I was just checking it.
Yeah, okay, so the others can't reach him either. Okay. Good. Anyways, so 8 is currently Delta at 1630 UTC. Expect RMP Alpha. So expect exactly what I expected, right? So RMP Alpha followed by the visual part Alpha, runway 4 left. So the landing is 4 left, departing 4 right. Transit level is 60 and 160 at 3. Cabo K 18 degrees. So I'm already going to enter that data into the MCDU here. Temperature is 18 and 1013. .060 transition. So there we go. That is it. Now the question is, so Nice 4 left. Was that dry?
Marseille traffic Corsair 956 starting distance
dry runway.
150.
So dry. We apply the METAR. 1013. 18 degrees. That looks about right. And 60 at 3. So we have 1 knot tailwind, 3 knot crosswind. Landing weight currently.
Good evening. EZ47 Papa Tango.
We are weighing 64.3.
It looks like all the servers are white.
Oh, speed brakes is really annoying me. I don't know why that's so sensitive today. Come on. 64.3, and we're going to burn...
Medevac 2, requesting radio check.
5x54,
so 64 tons
and you're beyond.
Many thanks.
Oh, server's down.
279.
Server's down, lol. So it is European overload. Can't confirm.
Lyon traffic, you go 553, departure 1017 right now.
Good.
80 departure.
So we're going to take medium order brake, it seems, because order brake low. quick look here at the landing distance available. 04 left, 2,628 meters. 2628, same as we have here, and that's factored. We can take that.
On station, could you check for me?
555.
I knew you would have 5 people answering 555. Well, it was the same. Right, so yeah, we're going to take
number 200 Sierra,
flat full,
120.
automatic low, 300 meters buffer, that's fine, we'll take that.
Medevac 279, contact Marseille 12890, correction.
Okay,
contact
next,
Marseille.
the minimums
What is this request system by?
is 2,000 feet. Because that's from then on a visual approach.
Medevac 279 Marseille 132490.
So the problem is,
132490,
Navigraph does not have this approach programmed.
Marseille, hello,
in the
Alpine
FMS.
12 Tango Mike, flight level 360 is right, Max.
For all station, we had a server problem. Just, I will call you one by one. Just give me some time, please.
Okay.
Eagle 5580 identified.
Yeah, all stations pretty chaos it seems.
Easy 711 with me.
Easy 711, hello, level 330.
Easy 711, squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, easy 711.
Corsair 956, stopper la descente niveau 250.
Hey Bruno,
Stop la
how
descente
are
au
you?
niveau 250, Corsair 956.
Ryanair 992 Sierra Echo.
So, in general, I mean, it's always astounding that even with the strong CPUs these
Number
days,
2000 Sierra, contact me approach 134475.
you just still can't do two things. So it's either... Yeah, why is it test? Because I'm doing a different setup today, so I'm using
Standby. Ocean 8 Foxtrot Echo, contact Marseille
multiplier, DLSS multiplier, which I can only do if I use hardware accelerated GPU scheduling on the Windows, which means though that I can't use my streaming software to render over the video card, because then my streaming software freezes over time. So then I thought today we'll do the multiplier test, which is good as long as I'm not streaming, because then when I'm streaming I have to do the rendering on the CPU for the stream, and that kills the CPU. That overloads the CPU, unfortunately. So right now main thread is not too bad.
462 is going to be an even flight.
So just the odd limit reached. But later when we land, obviously when we get a lot of traffic and a lot of scenery, then it's going to become an issue again. So unfortunately CPU, no solution.
2756, hello. Ryanair 6 Uniform Foxtrot, hello.
Good.
Under 7 Mike Tango, hello.
So, as I said, there's no program path.
Who did I miss?
Yeah. So I have to go back to the old setup tomorrow, which isn't bad, I mean, but I can't use the multiplier 3 or 4 times. Now what we can do though is we can draw in
so due to the problems I have,
these lines.
it's going to be on Unicom. Please call me back when passing 2000 feet.
The first one is Mike November 04 Alpha,
Expect ILS 13 left.
and the radius 353. So that's the first line I'm going to draw in. Then on the other side, I'm going to take the runway
6767, hello.
04 left. Oops. 04 left. And then I want the outbound.
5.
So reciprocal from 042, which is 222. Okay. So now theoretically, if I go to plan mode, go to the airport.
And where are you?
At Marseille, Air France 4 Delta.
2 for Delta. Roger, I've got no flight set.
And there we go. Oh. And there we go. So that's the outbound, 353. And that's the final 4 left. And then I think Jacob, it was you who said, as a backup, we could use the ILS 4 left,
Eagle 5908, direct
which is correct.
Quebec, Echo Foxtrot.
So we would have to put the ILS frequency in here manually because we've programmed the RMP approach. So it will not tune the ILS automatically, right? So what we can do is we can choose the
771 contact Marseille 132.490.
132.490. Bye bye, easy 7. Hold on.
Air France 7346, direct to Ritzy.
Bonjour Marseille, easy 711, flight level 330.
Easy 711, Marseille, bonjour, Nisa 8 Romeo arrival.
Cleared the Nisa 8 Romeo arrival, easy 711. Yeah, as briefed, or as we've briefed earlier, that is inserted. Good, so I'm going to look at the frequency of the identifier. So 4 left
Air France 26 Kilo Delta
has the identifier November India 109.95. So let's check that. There we go. 042 front course. So now we have manually also.
Swiss 1959, contact
the only thing
Milan,
now
radar 135
is it tells you
over.
check approach selected, right? Because it's a bit confused now because you have dialed in
8 Foxtrot Echo, are you with me?
an ILS frequency, but you've also told the MCDU you're going to fly an RMP approach, right? So yeah, it is a bit confused.
I'm not sure Charlie Echo requesting off cockpit for 10 minutes if possible.
But again, if you think that will help you, especially at night, to not land on the wrong runway.
If you need 10 minutes, make the request to the next controller 133430, Marseille, over.
X-radar 133.
Do you remember the pitch and power values? 7 at 7, flaps 25 and flaps 30.
Condor 6 Alpha Mike, contact Marseille 133.430, over.
133.430, au revoir, Condor 6.
Corsica 956, contact.
I think flaps 30 was more like 1 degree. And flaps 25 was like more 2.5 degrees.
134 475 Corsair 956. Merci pour le contrôle.
Maybe I'll have a document that can give us a more.
Swiss 59 Golf Quebec, bonjour, Varec 3 Foxtrot arrival.
Hang on, no.
Marseille Control, good evening, with the 4009er inbound Dobil flight level 390 and also request descent, please.
Okay, so let's see. So let's do checklist. It will be
Marseille, hello, Alpha.
Medivac 279, Marseille.
Locked.
Medivac 279, Marseille.
Medivac 279, go ahead, Marseille.
Medivac 279, descend to flight level 280, rate 3000 or more.
Descend flight level 280, 3000 or more, Medivac 279.
Marseille Control, with the 4009er on frequency.
With the 4009, Marseille, bonjour, Kerit 8 Romeo arrival.
Kerit 8 Romeo arrival over the 4009er and
unfortunately, it doesn't tell me on the unreliable airspeed. Just because, I mean, it has that GPS altitude and the synthetic airspeed it shows.
Airport go 462.
I'll try to find out, Ghost, okay?
Currently enough, climb to flight.
I'll try to find out.
7380.
Climb 7380 and roger.
Marseille, bonjour, Ocean 8 Foxtrot Echo on flight level 360, request climb flight level 370 to performance.
Ocean 8 Foxtrot Echo, unfortunately I need you on an even level, so it's 380 or 360 advice.
Okay, roger, then we'll stay at 360.
Acknowledged.
Easy 711, request descent.
Easy 711, Nisa 8 Romeo arrival, descent to flight level 150.
Right, the Nisa 8 Romeo arrival, descent level 150, easy 71. So I'm going to use some speed brakes initially.
Direct VATSIM.
Redirect Watcher, Lufthansa 333.
Gonna fly
Et Marseille, bonsoir, pour ça, on passe le 110 vers le 370, route Amiro.
Driving down now, catch the path. Should be there any second now. There comes the path. Speed brakes back in.
Medivac 279, I contact Swiss radar.
Speed. Descent Alpulu 15.
Yeah, contact Swiss radar 135015. Goodbye.
135015, Medivac 279.
Yeah, Avion, the DLSS 4.5
Alpine 2756, Marseille, bonjour, identified.
with the preset M actually reduces the ghosting quite a lot. So you still see ghosting when you're going down very fast. So if displays turn very fast, you see some ghosting, but not as bad. That works quite nicely. Now, again, using the multiplier feature, which officially is only available to GTX 5 series cards, but there is a workaround to get it working also on the 4 series cards. Works fine. I mean, I tried it yesterday and today at 4 times. Ghosting was not too bad either. And it was extremely smooth at 120 FPS. Even like airports like Frankfurt. So really enjoyable. But again, I can't stream that.
Condor 179, Marseille, bonjour. Ryanair 6 Uniform Foxtrot, are you with me?
Yeah, it's a frame gen mod. It's
And Condor 7 Mac Tango request direct target.
So
say again your request.
It's a bit of it's a nuisance because I can't stream it because then my OBS
Condor 7 Mike Tango, stand by.
Will crash. It's
Condor 7 Mike Tango. Best I can give you is direct to North.
The only thing that would help is again is to go and have a dual PC stream setup, which at the moment for me are just not an option, honestly.
Air France 26 Kilo Delta, arrêtez la montée niveau 3.
Is it really still pretty blurry? Well, I guess maybe, again, I can't speak for everyone, right? So you have a different perception level where you think, you know, certain things get annoying if you look at the screens.
Center right here, 2043.
For me, I don't really...
Flight level 1120.
I don't really know that much.
Alright, now 2043, Marseille, bonjour, climb to flight level 270.
Yeah, the base frame rate, Bruno, is 30 for me. So, you know, so multiply that by 4 to get 120 FPS with a 120 Hertz monitor. Brilliant.
Hello, Ryanair 6 Uniform Foxtrot.
Back on the 7% 200. It's fun, I can imagine. Yeah.
Ryanair 6 Uniform Foxtrot, Marseille, bonjour, identified.
Blurriness. I'm using a 4K screen. I don't see blurriness on the screens either.
Lufthansa 333, contact Marseille.
At least not a level that I find annoying.
Contact Marseille on 133.430. Bye-bye, Lufthansa 333.
Oceans 8 Foxtrot Echo, contact Swiss radar 135015.
TW, everything's fine for you.
One 5 Ocean 8 Foxtrot Echo, have a great day, bye-bye.
You too, Lufthansa 47 Tango, nothing
really have a PA28 with a completely burned down engine.
128 Lufthansa 47 Tango, bye-bye.
Air France 905, contact Paris 128.275.
Okay, Tom, I'll make a screenshot of your suggestion there.
Marseille control your wings 3 Charlie Bravo.
Yeah, again, but 3 times mode, I can't use that when I'm streaming. That's the problem. I can use 2 times.
Wings 3 Charlie Bravo, Marseille, bonjour, identified.
Parfait contrôle, bonsoir, Charlie Golf, 5 km de pensée, 27.8
So don't get me wrong, all would be good. All would be good if I could stream using the video card, which I can't because HAGS has to be active in Windows, which then gets into conflict with the OBS software, the streaming software.
Ryanair 2043, Ryanair 2043, sorry, say again. If you need a break, 5 minutes approved, report back. Air France 26 kilo Delta, montez niveau 340. 340. Ryanair 6, uniform Foxtrot. Contact Milano data 135455.
So let's see, remaining flight time is 15 minutes.
Have a good day, bye bye.
Okay, protocol 462, contact
let's get the passengers strapped in.
135015.
So do we get announcements here?
Swiss radar 135015, after the 462, please.
Yeah, so the FPS will get worse again when we get closer to the airport, but sorry for that today. Tomorrow we'll all be back to normal.
Swiss 78 Lima, request descent.
Swiss 78 Lima, descent to flight level 150.
150, Swiss 78
Oh, okay, so something's wrong with the
Airline 6 Victor Foxtrot, Marseille, bonjour, climb to flight level 260.
Yeah, with the carburetor. So there's something in the carburetor that started a fire and the engine burnt down. Jesus. Okay, so they didn't motor the engine. So normally what you would do is cut off the fuel and keep motoring the engine so that the fuel vapors get pulled out of the engine. But they stopped the engine and then of course had residual fuel.
Easy 711, next approach 134475.
134475, thank you, Easy 711.
It contains important safety information. In an emergency,
Charlie Golf, Lima Delta, direct peak.
Right, and from Julie.
committed to reducing our environmental impact.
Just gonna check the
latest
ATIS.
Direct clear, Tango Papa, AP right, and from Julie.
Please don't leave any rubbish in your seat pockets.
Please approach Bonsoir from Easy 711, passing 170, descending 150, and we have information echo.
Easy 711, this approach yellow, descend level 100, expect RNP Alpha, those will have approach 250.
Okay, so descent level 100, speed 250 knots, and the RP04 with a visual circling 04 left later on Easy 711. Oh yeah, please do, Cargo Pilot.
Approach, bonsoir.
What's my favorite aircraft? All-time favorite aircraft, IRL?
150.
That was a 747.
With a 4009, bonjour. Present heading, vectoring RNP Alpha 04 left approach, speed 250 knots, descend level 100.
Descent level 100, speed 250 knots, and on the sector is RMT approach, 0 for left, is at 4009er.
Corsair 956, tour 117, au revoir. J'ai pas entendu, mais je suppose que c'est pour moi. 956, on passe sur la tour 118.
Good, so here we're 160 below, speed 250. Yeah, let's do that manually,
correct.
Otherwise it's going to take a bit too long.
118, au revoir.
So manual speed 250.
117, au revoir, merci.
Now it's going to go
Iberia 89 uniform.
a little bit off the path, so I'm going to have to use speed brakes, unfortunately.
490, bye-bye.
132490,
To meet that restriction here.
bye-bye.
Air France 42 kilo, descend level 80.
Descend level 80 for Air France 40 kilo.
AFM, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots for Air France 40 kilo.
Approach November 2000, on the go 3000 feet, heading 140.
Number 2000, Sierra News approach low fly heading 180 degrees. Do you accept visual approach runway 4 left? It will be short.
That would have been terrible if the whole aircraft burned down, right?
Approach from fly heading 180 degrees.
But they have a fire extinguisher, don't they?
Perfect. So in this case, continue right turn heading 220 degrees, left turning visual approach runway 4 left, descend 2000.
Right turn 230 degrees, descend 2000 feet for the visual 4 left. November 2000 Sierra.
I'm not completely wrong. So the airport should be here. So that should be Captain
Charlie
there.
Golf Fox Lima Delta Nice, bonjour. Descendez niveau 100, RNP Alpha 04 gauche, 259.
Alright, let's get speed brake back in. And
259.
so for the arrival,
Corsica
8 Romeo, now approaching Tipic, 120 below, max 250,
with a 4009,
and then we have Mike from Sierra, will be 80 above,
Descent level
but we're currently
8009.
Air France 31, Echo Québec, tournée 20 degrés droit
how can you
pour
activate the
prélancement,
out-hold
révisé
function
250.
on the MCP since
On tourne 20 degrés droit pour prélancement
easiest thing
et
to do
259 Air France 31.
is just press vertical
Easy
speed.
711 on present heading, descend level 80.
Okay, I'm presenting descent level 80, be advised we're just in a turn, so heading is 115 currently, and descending 80, easy 711.
Perfect, thank you. Air France,
Thank you, cargo pilot. I appreciate that.
You are very high, so that's heading 370 degrees. In order to lose altitude, descent level 60.
Yes, the only thing here you can do is, if you want to level off now, is press on the
degrees, descent
low speed,
0.
and then it goes to 0. Right. So that's the only thing you can do.
November 2000 Sierra, turn right heading 340 degrees. Report LT in flight.
Turn right heading 340 degrees.
Okay, yeah, I'll have a look later, cargo pilot, okay? So we're already under radar vectors, so what will happen, very likely, is that we're going to get
with
radar
a
vectors
4009 speed 220.
either to November, back November 140 or Bisbo, we'll see. The important thing is that Bisbo max 4000, min 3000, and then Fox number 04 Alpha, it's mandatory 3000 feet. Now it's only a 1000 foot drop, and we have exactly 3 miles, which means 3-degree profile. Perfect on that.
2000 Sierra,
and then from there,
established.
let me just draw in a 6 mile radius on the fixed page here.
We have the field in sight, November 2000 Sierra.
Project visual approach 4 left, contact
so that's the threshold. Here's 6 miles. And if I'm not completely wrong, it should be pretty close.
711, descent 5000 feet, connection 1013.
Descent 5000, connection 1013, easy 71.
Golf Lima Delta, turn right heading 110 degrees, descend level 80.
Look at that, hang on, look at that, you see? Right, and again, 1000 feet per 3 miles, right? So we're 2000 here, 6 miles. So literally from this point onward, you can simply do a 3-degree profile all the way down to the runway.
Speed, turn right, direct Bisbo.
Maybe 2.9, because it's a little bit
Corsica 75 Hotel,
a curve in that sense, a direct to, so it's a bit offset.
013 descent 4000, Corsica 75.
Yeah, so
with a 4009 descent 5000.
What I'm aiming for then is
Descent 5000 feet, connection 1013 with a 4009.
Air France 31 Québec.
Is 2000 feet, flaps 2. Right, then gear down.
711, turn left heading 080 degrees.
Left heading 080, easy 71. So plan to do that with flaps 2, gear down. And that should get us nicely then onto the path. Cool. Good. So we've briefed the approach. We've already briefed the misapproach then via the waypoints 504, 512 near us to hold. And we would climb in that case to max 3,000 feet.
Corsica 75 Hotel
If we
Kilo,
go
reduce 200 knots.
bulk landing,
200 knots, Corsica 75.
then it's also to 3,000 feet,
Easy
but
711, direct to Bisbo, descend 3,000 feet, QNH 1013.
direct to Bisbo, descend 3,000, QNH 1013, easy 711. Right, here we go, Bisbo, NAF.
Corsica 75 Hotel Kilo, dealing action, turn left into 70 degrees.
Now we're currently in the process. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. So autobrake low is set.
With a 4009,
QNH
turn
is
right
set.
into
Gonna
275.
set the landing lights here.
Turn right heading 275 with a 4009.
And one more thing to brief is after landing, for left, we'll probably go via either Echo Golf, Golf 1 or Hotel 1. Right, to the apron, and from there...
Please approach, hello, bonjour, this is the 79X, 34,200, climbing flight 100, inbound Mike, November 149er.
It could even be parked down here, we'll see. We shall see.
Climbing 160, listen to 79X.
Yeah, you're nice. Like
Easy 711, reduce speed 200 knots.
speed 200 knots, easy 711. Alrighty.
Preceding traffic has already reduced almost final approach speed.
That is copied, thank you. Right, so 200 knots, we'll take that below. Good. Checklist.
Kilo, reduce speed
Approach checklist.
180.
Barrow ref. QNH 1013. Set
Reduce speed 180
check.
for
Seatbelts on. Minimum. Barrow 2,000 feet. Auto brake
Corsica
low.
75 Kilo,
Engine
descend
mode
3,000.
selector normal. Approach
3,000 feet.
completed. Let's keep the speed
With
brakes
a
up.
4009, descent 4,000
expedite.
feet, QNH 1013.
Yeah, behind the profile anyways. We'll take the autopilot off here for full speed brakes. So now we're going to get full speed brakes.
Speed 270, 150.
With autopilot on, as you all know. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1. It doesn't work.
RNP Alpha 04 left.
Expect RMP Alpha 04, looking for Perfect Echo.
Reduce 190 here.
Kilo,
So now that we can see the VDEF, LDEF bars are showing,
Bonjour identifié.
we can already see that
180 knots to 6 miles, tower 1187, bye bye.
that the approach phase is active.
4 miles and then the
We'll
power.
put the gear down already.
180 for calm. 40 feet up.
Air France Kilo. Correction Québec. Tournez à
That
gauche cap
shortcut was a bit
270, descendez niveau
sporty.
60, 222.
On tourne à gauche, cap 270, on descend niveau 60 et 229 sur 31 au Québec.
Corsica 75 Hotel Kilo, turn right heading
And
290.
here comes flaps 2, speed is checked, flaps 2.
Charlie Lima Delta, descendez 5000 pieds QNH 1013. 5000 pieds 1013, Charlie Golf.
Autopilot is
Corsica
back.
37 Charlie Echo, bonjour, identifié. Direct long sud, monte au niveau 130.
Direct long sud, on monte le niveau 130, Corsica 37 Charlie.
Easy 711, clear the RNP Alpha 04 left.
Okay, it is too loud, thank you for feedback. Then let me dial down the feedback. The feedback, no I mean the...
Easy 711, clear the RNP Alpha 04 left, I'll call you back to reduce shortly.
Okay, clear the RP4 left, easy 711.
Corsica 75
Thank you.
Kilo, direct to Bisbo, clear the RNP Alpha 04.
So, 3,000 feet here at the next waypoint, that's important, but that should be fine now.
Please approach hello Lufthansa,
Put the gear
10
down.
X-ray level 150, speed 260 or less.
Bonjour,
And then we continue to descend down to 2,000 feet.
Left, speed 260 knots.
Speed 260 knots, RMP Alpha 04 left.
With a tower, Yoda, good point, excellent point.
Easy 711, reduce speed 180 knots to 6 miles.
We have 180 and maintain to 6, easy 711.
Perfect.
Exactly, with the tower
With
controller.
a 409, direct to
Please
Bisbo,
remind
clear
me
the RNP Alpha 04 left.
when we are at the tower, which is going to
Direct
be
Bisbo, clear
18.7.
approach 04 left and to punch with speed with a 4009er.
Fox Lima Delta, réduisez 220 nœuds et descendez 5000 pieds s'il vous plaît, QNH 1013.
220 nœuds, 5000 pieds, QNH 1013.
Air France 31, Echo Québec. Pour cadencement,
18.7,
tournez encore à
pre-selected.
gauche cap 250.
Oh, don't panic. It scares the hell out of me.
Bon pour le calme.
Lufthansa 53 Echo, turn left heading.
Alt star, so once we have the alt, we'll take 2,000.
So left heading 190, descent to 1...
And that's Captain T here. So that's the one we have to...
Easy approach.
On flight level 170.
Vector 245, bonjour. Easy 711, 182.6, tower 1187, ciao.
182.6 and tower 187. Thank you, Chow. The Easy 71. I was going to say grazie. Been flying too much to
traffic assigned and clear to land here for left for
Italy. So there we go. 3-degree profile down. Exactly to the minimums here, and actually the cloud cover is actually pretty high, pretty low. And East Tower, bonjour, from Easy 7101 on the RP4 left.
711 East Tower, bonjour. Number 2, continue approach, runway 04 left, wind calm.
We continue approach, Easy 711. Right, here we go. Outstar, disregard, we got the runway in sight, just, so flight director's off, bird is on.
105, contact NIS approach 134.475.
Flaps 3, speed is check, flaps 3. And we continue now, 3000 missed approach, we continue straight down on the 3-degree profile. That's all we're going to do. Flaps full, speed is check, flaps full. And then we're going to go with clear, spoilers on, landing checklist, ECMM landing, no blue, landing checklist complete. So I can see 1 red, 3 white. Now I can see 2 red, 2 white. Easy. Right, without any bigger changes in descent rates. So now we just continue down. 042 on the
Air France 42, welcome to Nice, contact ground 121.705.
On the path here.
121.705 for France 42, let me switch off again.
Welcome.
Yeah, landing checklist, ECMM landing no blue, confirmed. Now we turn final. Trying to get on path again for 4 left, and then somebody was saying if you dial in the ILS you will see the localizer and the glide slope.
4 left, clear to land.
4 left, clear to land, easy 711. And you can see now localizers coming in. Glide slope helps us to dial in the descent as well. 1000 is checked, and then also now we can make sure that we don't land on the wrong runway. So I quite like the idea to, even though it's not an ILS approach, you are still allowed to dial it in, because everything else is done correctly regarding the visual approach. So right now, all we do is fly down and land. Everything's completed, clear to land. The wind, tail, well, 2 knots tailwind.
Oh, hello,
kind of weird lighting, isn't it? No, I didn't arm the approach mode here because it was just a 1,000 foot drop from the initial approach altitude down to the, or the final approach altitude down to the minimums. Is that A380 waiting there? Blimey. Yeah, now it's getting a bit laggy.
Air France 452 traverse la piste 04 gauche, puis rouler Whiskey 3 par la tombe de
Floaty, come on. There we go. Let's get spoilers. Reverse a green. Decel. Yeah, we're gonna miss the high speed here. We're gonna have to take.
Tower, bonjour, with a 4009 or 3000.
Yeah, the lag again because it's a bit of a test today. That's why I wrote a test stream. Manual brakes. So unfortunately,
009 bonsoir. Number 2, continue approach runway 04 left, wind calm.
It doesn't work the way I wanted to.
Continue approach with a 4009.
Was it really that bad? Not for me.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened.
So it must be the rendering.
Sign is switched off. Electronic
711 continue, vacate left. And contact ground 121.705.
Next left 121.705. Thank you. Easy 711. Really? Oh, okay, that's a problem with encoding on the CPU. Yeah, apologies. Tomorrow will be all better. Tomorrow we'll go back to the old setup. It was worth a try, but obviously it's a fail, which is a shame. Okay, yeah, then again, it was an experiment today. I will change back to the video encoding tomorrow. Nice ground, Bosma from Easy 711.
E711, bonsoir, taxi uniform and Charlie, then Tango, gate 52 Alpha.
Okay, via uniform, Charlie Tango and gate is 52 Alpha. Thank you, Easy 711. So here's our gate. So it's going to be uniform, Charlie Tango 52 Alpha. Easy. Experiments are fun. Well, if things work, yes, but unfortunately today it didn't work. Apologies for that. But I think the rest was okay, wasn't it? Cruise flight was okay, and we had an interesting topic to discuss. So I hope not everything was a loss today. Tom, I have my sources. So the thing is, I'm aware that some airlines may have slightly different values. Maybe even because of different aircraft that they have. So, you know, always take those values with a grain of salt. But I would say most of them are accurate. Captain Valid, that is from a app called FS2 Crew.
That's lower, Corsica 75 Hotel Kilo vacated.
So it's a payware add-on. Now it means you don't only get a first officer sitting here. He would actually do the items and read checklists. So it's like an interactive co-pilot, which I haven't used here today. But that's why the co-pilot is there.
5 Hotel Kilo 37 just got taken, so you can take the 6 Alpha or 6 Charlie.
6 Alpha, 6 Charlie. Correction, 75. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Lufthansa 88 Pavalo, request push up.
So you can also just have a first officer sitting there as well.
Advice for a Yankee contact tower 118.
So Charlie, next one right, and then left.
118.7.
After landing checklist, we have radar PWS off.
Lufthansa 88 Papa, pushing start facing south, QNH 1013. Flight start approved, facing south, QNH 1013, Lufthansa 88 Papa.
Guys, I am gonna have to log. It's 8 o'clock, so I promised my wife I'll be available at 8 for dinner. So I'm gonna try the mod for the Horizon 787, and then I'll give you my feedback on Discord, because apparently it simulates better the fly-by-wire system, and it gives you the feeling the aircraft is a bit heavier and so on. But for that I have to get my yoke set up, everything, so it would take me some time anyways.
Next one, bonsoir, 4009, vacate runway 04 left.
And I want to change the rendering again.
Is that for 009,
so gate 52.
Charlie,
let's have a look.
Tango, gate 5, correction, gate 5 for Charlie.
Why don't I have...
Taxi by a uniform Charlie Tango to gate 5 for Charlie, is that 4009.
That's a shame. I don't have 52 Alpha in here. And there's no prompt telling me to show all parking spots. Alright. No J6.
Et 40 Papa Yankee d'ailleurs, nouveau roulage, Tango et Alpha.
Go.
Alpha unité 04 gauche.
Go here, 52 Alpha.
Pardon, c'est ASP, est-ce qu'on peut l'appeler, 40 Papa Yankee?
Yeah, that's
40 Papa Yankee, mon erreur, ce sera Tango et Alpha, le point d'attente Alpha Unité 04 gauche.
C'est parti, Tango, Alpha Unité 04 gauche, carte.
I can have a look again if that's why that was looked like U or N or something. We'll see. We'll check. It could be, yeah, maybe airline specific gates. Alright, parking brake is on. We have APU on, APU bleed on, engines shut down, transponder off as well. We have the fuel pumps off, beacon off, seat. Alright, cool. Let's read one last checklist and then we're good to go. So we have the parking checklist, parking brake or chocks. Parking brake is set. We have engines off and we have the fuel pumps off as well. And that's the parking checklist complete. Wonderful. Thank you, Chicago Pilot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thanks for the picture. I'll have a look at it in a minute. Although let me do it now.
Charlie Golf, Foxtrot, Lima Delta. Charlie Golf, Foxtrot, Lima Delta.
Am I allowed to show it on stream,
General
Chicago Pilot?
Aviation or attend? Affirmatif, en France, prendrait l'aviation générale. Lima Delta, c'est reçu, et bien uniforme et pour les parkings kilos. Uniforme pour les parkings kilos, Charlie Golf.
Where did you... Okay, yeah, Fabian, yeah. Looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, guys, is going to be a shared flight on Microsoft 2024 with a new app that is very promising as it's very stable to do shared cockpit flights. Where did you post it, Cargo Pilot? Oh, there we go. Found it. Direct message. Okay. Alright, there it is. Oh yeah, the burned cables there. So they only took out the engine. Yeah, so that was on the ground. Engine start. They had a carburetor fire, and unfortunately they didn't motor the engine. They just shut down the engine, and so the rest of the fuels continued to burn. And I guess then at some point the oil will start burning, etc. Yeah. Well, I mean, good thing the rest, so the firewall here seems okay. Still very expensive. Engines on MEL, yeah. It's now a glider aircraft. So, expensive mistake. That's gonna cost. Yeah, thanks, Cargo Pilot, for that. Cool. Mighty moderators, thank you so much for everyone. I will see you tomorrow at 1600 UTC. Yeah, 16 UTC, so 18 local time. And shared flight with Flying Fabian from Vienna down to TVAT and then back to Vienna. And that will be, so I'll be one flight pilot monitoring and one flight pilot flying. Hey Mark, yes, nice to see you. And I promise tomorrow we're back on normal rendering, so FPS should be fine tomorrow, as it should be. So, wow, 53 feet per minute. Nice. That's not bad. Bit flary though. Bit flary, so a bit long flare. Probably. Let's upload that and see what we get. Again? Why'd I have to update so often? Hmm. $98. Nice. Yeah. Okay, centerline. Oh, if I'd been on centerline, that would have been a perfect score. 100. Happy with that. We'll take it. Alright, let's upload those values. There we go. Saved. Cool. Good, guys. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. See you again very soon. Thanks so much for all the support, guys. Take care. Have a great Sunday, and hopefully see you tomorrow evening. Until then, bye-bye.